Yeah, yeah, Murray, got the world in a spin. Blades in my hand, got the world in a spin. Javon's knife flicks, let the show begin. Every move sharp like the edge I hold. Stories untold, sharper than gold. Flick life, twist life, every frame tight. Knives on the screen, cutting through the night. Subscribers piling up like stacks on stacks. Javon's in the zone, ain't no turning back. Clicks and views, yeah, they fly like sparks. Knives in the dark, carving out my mark. From ballad songs, flipping to the sickest tricks. Javon's knife flicks, where legends are lit. Every video's fresh like a polished blade. Precision and grind, that's how dreams get paid. Cutting through limits, breaking the streak. Javon on the rise, every fan's heartbeat. From tutorials fire to unboxings insane. Content so slick, you won't leave the lane. Blood, sweat, grip, still in every flick. And Javon's world sharp is the only pick. Flick life, twist life, every frame tight. Knives on the screen, cutting through the night. Subscribers piling up like stacks on stacks. Javon's in the zone, ain't no turning back. YouTube was good. It's your boy Javon.
This is Javon's Knife Flicks. 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 Every day carry for your view and pleasure. We just having fun together. Haters try to say we weird, but we doing better. Knife community is all that matters. Welcome to the Knife live stream. Be yourself, say what's up, put the knives up. We on the stream, have a good time. Welcome to the Knife live stream. Be yourself, say what's up, put the knives up. We on the stream, have a good time. This is Javon's Knife Flicks. 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 This is Javon's Knife Flicks.
Lights go dark, the stream comes on. Javon's here, the vibe is strong. Click and clack, the steel in sight. Every edge sharp in Friday night.
Knife flicks dance under the light. Blades that shine and cut so tight. Handles spin and edges glide. Friday night flicks worldwide.
The craft with steady flow. Steel and story you'll wanna know. Flick of the wrist, how smooth it goes. Every frame a master show.
Knife flicks dance under the light. Blades that shine and cut so tight. Handles spin and edges glide. Friday night flicks worldwide. Karambit steel. Every flick has that cool appeal. The chat goes wild when he reveals a masterpiece you wish was real.
I can't believe it's Friday and we made it. Get the weekend started, let's go live on YouTube.
Yeah, it's a Friday night flick and you know it's going down. Get your friends and your knives and let's have a good time. Got that blade click clacking and I'm ready to go. Gotta check the homie Javon to see what knives he's got.
I can't believe it's Friday and we made it. Get the weekend started, let's go live on YouTube. It's Friday, I can't believe we made it. It's Friday. Is ready, here we go. Watch me scramble to complete a 3-hour show. We'll talk about knives and what's on your mind. Never know what will come up this time. We vibe and we chill, including spirited debate. But we do it with love and never with hate.
what's on your mind. Never know what will come up this time. We vibe and we chill, including spirited debate, but we do it with love and never with hate. We vibe and we chill, including spirited debate, but we do it with love and never with hate.
Went out because we only had a little bit, but are you high on cigarettes? And when that stuff runs out, you're gonna wanna make it. Are you high on cigarettes?
Let's watch Juvon's weirdness and get high on cigarettes. Let's watch Juvon's weirdness and get high on cigarettes.
Here's Milky, the marvelous milking cow. It's fun to milk her, gonna do it right now. She drinks the water when we pump her tail. She's raising her head, it's milking time now. Her pretend milk is a feeling the pail.
She drinks water and gives pretend milk.
Milky, the marvelous milking cow.
I've got to get one of those, even if I have to go to eBay to find it. What is going on, guys? Happy Friday night. I thought I'd start a little early since we're just the pre-show for said faction. Try to get our 3 hours in where we got a break in between here and said faction. I hope everybody's having a fantastic week and a great Friday. And I have seen some comments come in, one from Brother Nick. I do not get in my comment section, but I'm going to. I do from time to time, and I'm going to get in and answer a bunch of you guys this weekend. It's on my to-do list, so I appreciate y'all's resilience in the comment section. It does mean a lot. I just stay overwhelmed with them, and you know me, I've got that fear of getting in there. Every now and then there's just a total ass, but you guys usually take care of them, and it's all good. So I'm not worried about it. I will get in there, and Nick, I read, because it popped up on my screen, your suggestion. I think it was you. Maybe it's not even you, but I think that can be done from the viewer. I need to check and see if there's a way to set it, because I never see them in replays. And maybe somebody in the chat, if y'all know, when y'all watch live streams back, like if you're watching a live stream from tonight and you're not watching it live, what is the setting to get the chat comments that are made during this live? I'm trying to figure that out. Fed Harrison, channel member, what's up, brother? Nick Martino, what is up? I think it was you that sent the message. I'm not sure. Angelo, what is up? And Angelo has become a channel member. Angelo, thank you so much, brother. Little man hug for you. Live stream tomorrow at 2:30. All you have to do is stop by. It's a thank you live stream. I appreciate you guys. And pop in, leave the secret word, and you'll be good to go. Brother Paul Mills, the man, the myth, the legend, channel member, good buddy of mine. What is up, Brother Paul? Good to see you, man. He won a couple weeks ago, or a week ago, or 2 weeks ago, and got his CGRB in. Not the knife that Paul would normally carry, but it's a great knife to use. And I carry a budget knife, if I'm out beating on stuff all the time. It's a good one. So glad that Paul let me know that came. Angelo is in the house with his channel membership. What is up, buddy? Robert Jones, good to see you, man. I love seeing you in here chatting earlier. When I'm trying to get these lives started, I can see the chat on my YouTube studio where I go in and I turn off ads. So y'all tell me if you get ads. You should not be getting automatic ads except when you come in or leave and come back. But so I don't see the chat because I'm trying to get the stuff set up in the background. But I saw that he was chatting it up with everybody. And that's what I kind of said. If you heard that last Javon's Night Flicks, Friday Night Flicks, I put some lyrics in there that I was rapping today about. Really, I look at these for places for people that are friends, you guys and gals, to get together, start conversations that a lot of times we can talk about as part of the show. I think, ideally, and I don't know if it's ideal or not, have a structured show. I think that cuts the chat, or to me, my friends, kind of out of, it turns me into an info dumper. So whatever I think's important, you guys might not think's important that way. So I like to keep it open. And when I see you guys just chatting back and forth, I love that. I think that's what it's all about, is y'all, talking amongst yourselves. Maybe I'll see a comment, or when Kyle comes, he'll see a comment where y'all are asking about something that can turn into a conversation where I learn, where other people hopefully learn, or at least we start to explore something to try to find out. What's up, Sobek Scooter? The man, the guy who got me addicted to TRM early on, and that goes back to Knives or Less Than the People. It was actually the people at TRM, a couple of girls in particular that Scotty put me in touch with early, who would help me obtain scales and bring them to the Nashville Blade Show that I'd buy from them. Stuff like that. They worked with me a lot. They treated me like a big dog. I didn't even have a channel at the time, but they treated me like a customer. And they were great. Still are. So I do blame him for that, because it has cost me thousands of dollars, but I do respect them, and they've become a great supporter of the channel. Very good friends of mine. I don't know their marketing team that well. I need to meet them. I think there are about 3 of them. I met the young lady. What's up, Mimo? Good to see you, brother. I met the young lady, I think, at Blade Show. I think she was the girl that I did not know that was at the booth. But it looks like they have 2 guys that do a lot of kind of big idea design company style posting, kind of Taylor Martin style posting. I hope it's effective. They seem like nice younger people. I want to talk to them and get to know them, because I do a lot of sharing of Facebook or Instagram posts, and I invite collaborators. What that means is, if you're a company and I share your knife and you say collaboration, if you don't just hate the picture or hate the music, when you collaborate, it just throws it on your page as another kind of a marketing piece. Somebody showing off your knife, tags you, of course, and it's got the guy who posted it, me. It helps me because it exposes me to a different audience, but that's not why I do it. The reason I try to share with some of these people stuff on social media is to let them know that I want people to be aware of their products. I'm not as plugged in to what's new and hot. I kind of am, but I'm kind of not, as I used to be. And that rhyme, by the way. But I am very plugged in, I think, to what's good and what I feel comfortable promoting or talking about or putting more eyeballs on. So it's weird to me. The big guys never collaborate, which I can understand. And they probably don't have anybody running it. But TRM is kind of funny. Once they collaborated and they pulled the collaboration, and had a really funky Faith No More song that wasn't really funky. It was just kind of deep and dark. And I wonder if they were like, ooh, that's kind of scary music, which I hope not. I mean, I never want to turn anybody off with music. I try to stay away from the F-bombs and the, a little bit. If it's good, it's good. Richard Hopkins, what is up, brother? Channel member. Live chat, live chat. Guys, I've got to learn this better. I've got to learn this better. Y'all are all mods, so feel free knowing that I'm dramatically challenged. 1931 Leatherworks. Tactical Terry. I've got to send this. I was talking to Ryan before the live. I gave him a call. I'm going to be wrapping this bad boy up and sending it to him. It makes me sad. I miss it. I love every one of these that come through my hands, and I can't wait to get my own that I can just really beat up and keep in my back pocket. Today, I don't know if I told you guys Tuesday. I don't think I did. Matter of fact, it's not in my back pocket. I think it might be back when I took a shower. I might have set it by my bed. I'll get it in a second. But that knife I was showing off last week, the Lucky Dog Knife Company River Dog, which Richard has actually purchased. I'd never purchased one, but I'd reviewed one. And it was time for me to send it back, and I didn't want to send it back. It's thinner than my little ranch dog, which is a great spade blade. That's toilet paper from where I blew my nose. And this is 3V, so it's a little thicker stock, where the 14C on the River Dog, which is more of a spear point, is just uber slicing. So I loved it, and I reached out to Andrew, and he won a couple of Saturdays ago. He won an 20.5 Demco drop point with some original goat scales on it. And I have a couple other Demcos, and I had a shark's foot with some carbon fiber scales on. And I just threw it out there, and also threw him like, I'll give you this knife plus this cash, because I don't ever want him to go in the hole for one of his knives, because I know he's trying to continue to do drops. I'm never looking for anything that he's not going to at least do good on. And he was all over it. So we traded. I sent him cash and the Demco because I just love the little knife. I know it's not a pokey stabby because you don't have a huge blade guard, but it is. It's just like my Boker BFF, and it's such a great back pocket, open packages, cut all. Okay, to see the comments from a live chat, go to the chat, and there's 3 dots on the right. Put your finger and hold it down. Ed, is that something that I have to do as a creator on my live streams, or is that something that a viewer, and we'll go test one in a second after we go through all the people and say hello, but that's what I need to learn, because I know I've watched them before, and I know that that's what makes the show, because as sad as that is, the show, I don't think it's sad, but it's about what you guys want to talk about, what's going on in the community, what's going on in y'all's little circles of life. Who have I missed? I don't think I missed anybody. Y'all are just chatting it up. I'm flying through here. Ed is in the house. What is up, Ed? Good to see you, my friend. And just so you guys know, on Friday nights, if it's possible, I deal with my dad on pretty much every night, but I'm usually around and able to get started at 8, not 8:15. And the reason I did 8:15 was to kind of push it back early on when I was not trying to compete at all with Brother B's, Brian, my brother, who I really do care a lot about. But we don't have the same audience, and I'm not taking anything from him. So I'm going to probably, even though I'll keep the official time at 8:15, I'll probably look at kicking it off at 8. So we've got some time to say hello, to hang out, and still have 3 full hours in case we get late afternoon, evening guests from the West Coast, and we don't ever encroach on said faction. So that's the goal. So plan on 8 o'clock starts, but you guys don't have to be here at 8. You guys don't have to be here at all. But I just appreciate that you guys are. I've got to walk over here and see where my river dog is. Y'all give me 2 seconds. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to do a test run. I'm going to see what happens if I manually serve you an ad. Don't hold it against me. I'll be right back. That was a little violent, but Olight's built like a tank. That's the good thing. But what I was going to show you guys is this little Ossange. The reason I've got it staged over there is I've got a video that I'm going to record early this morning that's going to be tomorrow's video release. And I think after spending a lot of time with the fret, I think 6 inches is my sweet spot. So what I've done is I've picked out what I feel like are 10 excellent 6-inch or right around 6-inch knives that I carry quite a bit, and why I like that size for my hand. I can get a full 4 on a 6-inch knife, usually most cases, and some of them are much more comfortable than others, just depending on what they're designed for. So that's going to be the video tomorrow. But this little knife in Ossange orange, I kind of wish it was micarta, but I don't want to switch it because I've put my hand grease on it, and I know Andrew would switch it if I told him that. So y'all do not tell him that. I've got a burgundy micarta River Fox, or not River Fox. God dang it, Bulldog. And he doesn't know this, but I'm going to find a way to buy a guard dog in micarta, which is the semi hawkbill. He calls it a sheep's bill, I think is what he calls it. But it's very gradual. It's very slicey. It's a thinner blade and a thinner handle. Homer Felites, channel member, what is going on? Robert, good to see you again, brother. Everybody's coming in and I'm not seeing them. Jesse, I really need to get. Hey, that means my test worked. What I did is I actually tested playing an ad. So when I've got them turned off, and I only did it because I walked away, and I thought of, instead of showing you guys the be right back, I just see what happened if I click this button right here, which it doesn't serve everybody an ad. It just tries to serve somebody an ad that would possibly respond to that ad. So I tried it. It won't happen again. So you guys should not get ads is my point. It's on manual. I've got it. If you go to edit here, I don't know if you guys will be able to see this, but I've got this set up to manual mode, which means the only way an ad should be inserted is for me to click that little button right there. I've also got a little button on my Stream Deck, which is the thing I use on my iPad that throws up different stuff. And y'all also will probably notice something different. It's this duck head and this QR code, which I hate QR codes, but I was just going to explain this. It's a new StreamYard feature where they've allowed us to drop QR codes in there. And the only QR code I ever promote, because I think from somebody like me who looks at a lot of websites, it puts all my affiliate links on one little page, right? And a QR code, which I don't use them because I'm too old, but if you use your camera and focus on it, it'll take you to the page where my links for my affiliate links are. So that's all that is. If you want to scan that and go to my affiliate links, you can. If you want to go to the description and find my affiliate links, you can. I don't push them a lot, but I do appreciate you guys using them, and you are using them. And I notice that. I get emails every time one's used. I don't know who uses it, but I do know that you guys are using my affiliate links, and it means a ton to me. Kyle and I had a chat, and he'd probably get mad if I talked about this. It was kind of off the record, but it's on the record too, because I am going to do a video, and I am, as I've been telling you guys at live streams, hinting at it. I've got to find a direction for the channel, that fits my creative constipation and doesn't put me in a position where I'm having mental health issues trying to come up with content. But at the same time, right now, being out of work for the years that I've been out of work from a corporate standpoint, the channel's my identity. So I don't really see cutting back on the amount of content. My long form content, I've thought about not doing as much like a daily video on long form, just because I've noticed that creators that put out 3 videos a week or 2 videos a week, people are waiting for their videos and they get a lot more views. For me, I've always had kind of a different philosophy, and that I wanted to create a catalog of a shitload of videos, really simple, just overviews of knives that maybe not right away, but down the road, somebody like me who's getting in the community, if I was, could search and look at that knife, right? To have kind of a survivable, searchable database, because I do try to set up my titles to be more searchable, which means they're not going to get a lot of views out of the gate. I have gone to a little more AI inspired clickbaity titles, but they're not clickbaity misleading. They're just like, for example, tomorrow afternoon, I've got that stitch scale swap. So I put in stitch scale swap with Lex Custom International Scales. And I run that through YouTube Studio because they've got tools. And then I also run it through some AI scripts. I'm trying to learn a lot of different AI scripts, not for YouTube, but for other stuff too, to help businesses and to tie into my digital marketing side of what I do. But I've learned that they'll come out with some titles that rank very highly in their ability or their likelihood to be clicked. And like I think I've told you guys, and I don't know this for sure, I've just heard it from creators. I've seen it on YouTube videos. First 45 minutes, that's why you want to try to find the perfect time to launch your video. I haven't explored that a lot. It looks like 11 o'clock is kind of when most of the people that watch my videos are online. So I always release them right around 11 o'clock. But the amount of video views that I get in that first 45 minutes helps me with a new audience, right? It helps push it out to people who might not see it otherwise. But then the other way they find videos, and the way that I always discovered people like Nick Shabazz or Slicey Dicey, is I'd go search for Civivi Brazen. And these videos would come up that would show me this knife that might be a year old. It might be a year and a half old, but it was reviewed and I was able to find it. So with my disassembly videos, we get very few views. And the name of the game is getting a lot of views, but you got to get bigger and get an audience. And most importantly, have content that people want to watch on a large scale. So it's just one of those things that I've been wrestling with. And you guys, I ask you way too often to be patient with me, but I do have what I consider just atypical brain activity, right? I've got some mental health issues that are by no means disabilitating. They're just anxiety, ADHD, kind of atypical wired brain type of stuff, to where when I get into a little routine, it's hard for me to break out of that routine. I just got to up my game. And I plan to do that. I don't plan to see any rapid changes, but at some point, you know, I don't know if I'll always, and it's really up to you guys. The reason I started going live on Tuesday nights, I don't have anywhere to be Wednesday morning. So I always thought it'd be nice to do a late night stream. And we've had some great late ones. Ed and I have gone live over 10 hours twice. And I enjoy it, but I never want to be overexposed, right? So Friday Night Flicks had kind of always been my little time that I'd start hanging out and doing stuff. And I like Friday Night Flicks. And I know there's more going on Friday nights than there are on Tuesdays. But there might be a time where I don't necessarily need to do a couple of lives a week, right? Because they do take time, and I do need to come up with content, which right now you guys and our banter back and forth talking about stuff like we're talking about now is the content, and you guys really deserve more than that. You know, if you're watching another live stream, you'd be learning about why the Seagull is, in my opinion, as I've told y'all before, the budget knife to grab this year. We're talking about knives, but we do that too. I feel like we do that too. Hey, Mrs. VGKC, one of my favorite fixed blade companies. My favorite fixed blade company that I've reviewed and have access to 6 of their knives, but have never grabbed one. And that's my fault. But I'm lucky to have a good buddy, A to Z EDC. Y'all please follow him on Instagram. He was playing with his Sabenzas when I went by today to take him this stitch that I put scales on, because I'm trying to get him to get a V2 Hogue Deca. I have 2 that have original goat scales. They're older. I'd sent my 2 Hogue Deca V1s to Marty when he worked for Original Goat so that they could template them because they were getting requests. But this is a guy out of Sweden. It's called Lex Custom International. And he makes scales for only a few knives right now. He makes them for the Bug Out, which I've used, the Mini Adamas, the Auto and the Manual Stitch, I think the MSI, and the Deca. And he's adding more. These are Cerakoted titanium scales. Very well done. I've done 3 installs and had no issues with fit or finish. I like these because they have a little bit of not just the ribbing texture. I took aluminum scales off of this model to put these on, and it'll come out tomorrow at 4 o'clock. I broke the knife all the way down because around my Riverlock, I had a little bit of like rust that I was able to get it off my rust eraser and I oiled it. But yeah, it was, I'm glad I took it apart. So I ended up doing a full breakdown. But he sells these scales on Etsy, and he reached out to me about 2 months ago and asked if I'd wanted to review some of his scales. He was a new scale guy or getting into it. And I said, sure, I'd love to. And I really like these guys. They're called Rex Custom International. He's Swedish. He's one guy. I think he has 1, maybe 2 little CNC machines, and he's looking for feedback. To kind of figure out, he doesn't want to offer, he kind of knows he has to offer what other scale makers are offering, but he's trying to find some knives. I think he's doing a couple of other Microtechs, like maybe the LU DT. But he's trying to differentiate himself. He's a really nice younger guy, probably in his 30s, low spoken, very humble, very appreciative. I mean, I'm very appreciative that he would trust me to take some scales that he made and put them on a knife and then take pictures, make a video, and know that that would get done. But I'm very grateful that he thought of me to let me try to do that. And again, my disassembly videos, I've got a whole playlist. I've taken apart. I go back and watch my own disassembly videos because I'd watched a disassembly video, for example, when I first put bearings in the stitch, because I'd never taken one apart. And then so much time had passed before I did this last night or early this morning, I had to watch it again. So I find libraries like that, if you like to tinker with your knives, helpful, because about half of mine are actually kind of entertaining because I always will mess something up. And it's something simple that we can all make mistakes with, like dropping something or leaving out a spacer, getting the knife all the way back together and realize I left out a bearing, things like that. So the point is, we're all human, and knives can be intimidating sometimes when you take them apart, but they shouldn't be, because it's long. And it served me last night because I kept telling myself, I didn't mention it on the video, but remember what I was taking out, because the MSI has a couple of different size body screws. And it has some special size ones where the ram lock anchor goes in. And I did. I paid attention to which ones I took out, because I took both sides apart at the same time. And I had a couple little things that I had to readjust, but it went smoothly. About a 20-minute video, and the knife is fantastic. Did I just take it out of my pocket? Here it is. Yeah. And the scales, if I had the aluminum ones out here, they were real shiny, where these are more matte, and they just had that little bit of I don't want to say grip tech because I overuse that, but it does have a little bit of a tackiness that I like. Now, I've not beaten them up against my car yet, but I'm sure I will to see how well they hold up. But he tells me that they'll do very, very well. I think they go for right around 114. That's what the Deca ones were when I went to his Etsy store. And we'll look at it here in a second. But yeah, very good knife company, guys. I know it's Friday, so let's go over there because it's drop day. So I'm going to, again, you guys know I love fixed blade knives. I love little fixed blade knives. I'm working with Shane, one of my best buds, on a little knife that I designed. I see a lot of fixed blade knives, but when Ron Wood, or I think I'm getting Ron's name wrong, sent me the first Tradition Junior to check out, he said, these guys, and he told me the story. I was so impressed after looking at this knife that I went to their website, found the phone number, called, and Mrs. Very Good answered and opened up, told me that yes, they'd only been in business for a little over a year, but the experience was over 10 times that. And she was just so engaging. And it made me think, this is a small family business who's doing something, I think, kind of special. They're offering knives at a very fair price point, and they're also offering them in a more premium steel. So they're letting the customer choose what they look for. So this looks different. Are these live now? I guess they are. What do we got here? What do we have with the Heritage? How long is it? I'm sorry, guys. 8 inches. What a beautiful knife. And I don't know if you can tell on this orange. I can tell because I saw a lot of it at Blade Show. I think the top one and the bottom one are micarta, but that middle is Grip Tech. And, the jury's out for all of us who experienced it on how well it'll wear and how well it'll do its thing. Only one Tradition Junior G3 Special. Check this out. Check this out, guys. Looks like it's DLC coated with a copper raindrop carbon fiber. Looks like this. But anyway, Grip Tech that I've experienced, and I've got a knife on the table that I'll show you in a second. This Grip Tech feels fantastic. Now this is carbon fiber, but the blade looks great. Look at the little chamfers on the is that the Ricasa back there behind that plunge grind? I mean, everything that Jacob does is, to me, leaving no detail unthought of. I mean, he's taking care of everything. This has been a popular knife that I noticed he's been kind of focusing on, a newer model, the Counter-Strike, or it may be an older model that came back. Keep in mind, I only discovered these guys probably less than a year ago. And this is that traditional kind of get out there and beat it. You've got a full handle guard, do what you need to do. This knife is 8.5 inches. I think they even did a little Counter-Strike, or there may be a bigger Counter-Strike. Ooh, they've got a Wasp Blackout. This is the little guy. The two that are most interested to me right now, because I want to get one that I've not reviewed. But the one is the Wasp. The other one is the, I want to say Mantis. It's not letting me pull down. Do that. Just beautiful knives, guys. I'm going to drop the link to what is currently available. And another thing that Richard, and if A to Z's in here, which I don't think he is, would vouch for, is they ship very, very quickly. And your shipping package it's a great unboxing experience. I mean, really does it well. Minimalist, but just things that you need. Ron Crow, what's up, brother? I'm going to stop sharing for 1 second. I'm going to go right back and share, because I was going to show you what my favorites have been. And the Falcon and Tradition Junior. Tradition Junior this knife right here has one of the most amazing grinds. You want a little bit thicker knife, a little bit longer. The tradition is its basic brother. The Falcon, chef's kiss. This has probably been, and my buddy A to Z got this. I think it's a signature. It had the carbon fiber handle, but it's a deep hollow ground. Whether you call it a Warnscliff or sheep's foot, just a really neat blade. A little bit longer, 7 3/4 inches overall, which is still well within what I carry. But like you'll see in the video tomorrow, I think I've nailed my ideal size at around 6 inches for my fixed. And this one's 6 3/4, so that's well within that 6 inches. This is the Mantis, a little flat grind, nice blade shape, really well thought out knives. All of Very Good Knife Company's knives are purpose made, which means Jacob makes beautiful knives that are USA made. But when you look in that line, each one of those knives had a reason for being made. Whether it was a request from one of the trades that's local to where he works, or whether it was something that he'd been developing. They're just all really, really cool. There's no way A to Z's in here, Paul Mills. I know you're joking. If he was in here, he'd be doing something very inappropriate. You know, when we first started, he popped into one live, and that guy can talk knives. He's very much my local knife support guy. We talk about him every day. And I even took him a mic to set him up for doing live streams. And I think he just lost all interest with that part of it. He still loves knives just as much. And he's one of those guys that's addicted to more of the finer knives. He's kind of graduated to those, what I consider to be ridiculously priced knives. But he's not as interested in joining me on a live stream, probably because he's seen me do it so many times, and he realizes that most of the time I'm just up here babbling to myself about almost nothing. But I feel like it's, I'm trying to stay engaged with what's going on. When I saw you guys talking about Very Good, I remember seeing the post. I haven't pulled up Instagram yet, but if you're not following Very Good Knife Company on Instagram, they do a great job with individual videos showing the knives that they're dropping each week. Sets to some really cool music. And I enjoy watching. They've also got a great newsletter that if you are interested in their products, they're a really good one to subscribe to. It's not very spammy at all. You're not getting emails on just everything. You're just getting emails on their drops, what they're planning on doing. And I think that's the way it needs to be. So let me share these guys with you. Now, again, on Fridays and drop days, you will see several reels. But I look forward to those because I know they're what he's dropping. And then what I'll do is A to Z is going to get, my buddy's going to get the email from the newsletter, but I like to kind of stoke him along to try to lead him down the road. Paul, he does. Let's pull up on A to Z and see when the last time he did. He's A to Z's kind of like me, that he's not technical with photographs. He iPhones them. Oh yeah, the last one was his Very Good Knife Company. So I'm going to do this. I'm going to share his, for those guys that don't know A to Z. He's also, I would say nationally, he has been nationally, but he's a Southeastern touring percussionist. He plays with about 3 bands. He's very, very good at what he does. His most popular band right now is awesome. They're called the Beastie Goys. They do a Beastie Boy cover band, 3-hour set. They play old stuff. They play stuff for mixed up. They are absolutely amazing. They've got 3 middle-aged guys that sing. A great band. I was wrong. It's 5, not 6. So that's make sure that's sharing. That's A to Z, E to Z, A to Z EDC's Very Good Knife Company collection. The first one is the collaboration that just came out, the Lone Star. And then under that is a Hawk, a flat grind, really nice Warncliffe. My favorite, the Falcon, this gorgeous hollow grind. And then you've got the Tradition. This is the grind that really made me realize they were doing something different. And then the Tradition Junior, which is both thinner in blade stock and a little bit shorter. And they're just great knives. They're priced very affordably. But A to Z has some stuff that I've had the chance to review because we don't buy the same type of knives. Some of the knives will cross over, but we have different taste. For example, he's very big into stuff like this, some of the more classic, harder to find where I'm not. He's into Shiros in a big way, a knife that I've not found a lot of interest in. He really loves Monterey Bay Knife Company, which I also do, but he jumps all over their stuff when it comes out. And he's got some old Fair and Forge. He likes stuff like that. A great guy. He does post a lot, but it's not going to be your B Shady post, your tactical Terry post, your Patina Turner post, your guys like Kyle who are talented. Look at the smudges on that blade. Granted, I think the picture is he's cutting through a lot of stuff at work. That's an EMP, EDC, Thick Boy V1, which is a great knife, in my opinion. I used to love big, heavy cleavers. But he's been great for me because he jumped in on the knife journey about 3 months after I did. He started looking at my knives and he kind of got interested and started going to some of the retailers. This is one of my favorites. This is a knife that I've never owned that I think's wonderful. This is a whippersnapper. This is his Damasteel whippersnapper that I forget what that handle is. It's probably carbon fiber, but it's gorgeous. Fits the hand great. Some Shiros. But yeah, he's definitely worth giving a follow, and he's a guy who will buy and sell knives with you. So I always tell people, if you're not sure the best way to find a knife and you're on somebody's Instagram page and you see a cool knife, there's nothing wrong with shooting them a message, say, hey man, if you're ever interested in getting rid of that, I'd always be up for looking at it if it was a fair price. And you can meet knife bros that way. You can meet knife bros in the chats here. You can meet knife bros on Instagram. I think it's always better to have a network of people that you can work with on knives before you're in a position to where you need to sell or buy a knife, because then you're kind of left with what you can find. It's nice to be able to put out to 3 or 4 people, hey, I'm kind of looking for this. If you come across it, would you let me know? Because we're all tied into so many people. It's overload. It really is. I mean, to try to keep up with what's out there. That's one thing that I thought was going to be really hard for me when I quit shopping. Because guys, I was a compulsive buyer. I mean, I was hardcore every week, looking at every different knife store, looking at what was new. And since I've stepped back from that, I think it's opened up a lot of time. It's taken a lot of pressure off me because I know I'm out of that part of the game because I have to be, right? So it's not like I am choosing to do it over time, but I don't feel like I'm having to stay. I'm always going to be up on what's going on out there because I'm exposed to so many videos. But I'm not feeling drawn to each and every knife, which is a good feeling. I'm feeling drawn to some weird stuff. And that's something that's been interesting, especially with my relationship with Knives and More, a brick and mortar store where I can go look at knives that I would never look at, Protex, Microtex, stuff that's not normally my jam. and really find some winners in there. I've traded 2 knives since I've been back hanging out with those guys. Um, and one was for a ProTech manual, and one was for a Microtech out the front. Neither of which would be knives that I would have thought I would have been interested in had I not gone out and experienced them. So your habits do change. I'm going to tell you guys, I'm going to give a Kleenex first, and I won't serve you an ad. I'll do you this. I'll do you one better. Tell me if this is better. All right. Can y'all hear me? Can you see me? There's also a cat. The one that's not living in the house, Cheeto, came by for food. Richard, that's how it happens. I mean, I could go back, and my knife journey, I would say, is different because it was so varying from the different types of knives that I would not pay any attention to, where I'd become hyper focused on. And I think everybody has a similar kind of experience, maybe not with the same knives. I'll show you guys, and I don't have. I don't see that Vanguard trestle. I haven't been excited about a slip joint in a long time. I did an unboxing yesterday of some Halloween Kaisers. They're the knives that, have the box that looks like a pumpkin, that are very whimsical, that are Halloween knives. That's going to come out October 1st. But they've got a Halloween version of this knife. This is the trestle. It's available in probably 3 different distinct price points, and it is a great slip joint knife. However, since I went through my slip joint phase, where I literally spent over $1,000 on slip joints in a very short amount of time, had a full collection, was getting slips, was carrying them every day, was using them. Now that I carry a fixed blade typically in my back pocket, a modern folder, and a slip joint always in my left pocket, I'm very rarely taking the time to get that slip joint out unless I just want to cut with it some fruit or something. I'm not using it as much. Now, I could get by with putting this knife in my front pocket and not carrying another knife. It's just this weird thing, right? I can tell you, and I'll show you. I'm usually not into whimsical stuff. I'll give you a sneak peek. And that is carbon fiber. It's not G10. Trestle in 14C. Just a fantastic modern folder. What is up, Bradley? Coming over from Rumble. What is up, dude? Glad you're over here. Come join the chat, buddy. Come hang out over on YouTube. That's where we try to do our home base from. That's where most of these cats are hanging out. Although Rumble has been a great. I'm trying to dual stream over there because there've been some times with YouTube and the way they've changed some of the stuff that they're doing that I've been spending more time on Rumble. I just haven't spent any time trying to build an audience over there, short of just doing my weekly live streams and simulcasting them to Rumble. And trying to follow some of the knife guys and gals that are over there that are promoting that type of content. Isn't that amazing, Miss Very Good? Because I did not carry them every day. When I was younger, in high school, I would carry a knife. When I was in college, I always carried a little Swiss Army knife, the small one that had the scissors, the file, and the blade, mainly because I could use the scissors to cut blotter acid into quarters. Carried that knife with me all through college. It was a great knife. When I got married and had a kid, I started carrying Kershaws. I started carrying a knife every day, but I wasn't using it as much. When I got during lockdown, got back into watching knife videos and getting into knives, I used them constantly. I think where I would used to reach for scissors, now I don't. Now I just make do with a knife. And I've really come to appreciate the knives more. And it goes back to because of the people that I've met along the way. Not that also enjoy knives or hearing the story of what reconnected them to knives. Because my dad, my granddad, we've been around knives. At least a lot of us little boys have been around knives for a long, long time. A lot of little girls too. But something about it to me is so emotional. But you meet a Jacob or a Mrs. Very Good. You meet a Tim or Suzanne Kell. You meet Alex Steingraber. You meet these people, Kyle Coonley. You meet these people, Shane Gables, who have such a wealth of knowledge and are out there doing it, trying to bring very cool products to the market. A lot of them with different reasons. They've got different missions in their business model. They're trying to do something different than the next guy, which I can appreciate. I think that's a beautiful thing. I love the fact that Shane focuses on the task at hand and looking at what he can get being a small maker out of a premium heat treat, working with a crucible or a bowler to see what the limits of that steel for what he's trying to achieve can be. I think that's cool. I think design knives are cool. There's just so much out there, and unfortunately, we can't carry it all. It goes back to, I think if I had my knife collecting to do over again, how would I do it? Do I feel comfortable now having a lot of knives? And if I wasn't running a knife channel, I had this many knives. Shane will tell you before I ever started a channel. I have 4 Apache cases, and a bunch of fixed blades everywhere. I love having those knives. I'm kind of a hoarder. I don't know what would change. The thing that's changed is normally I would have gotten out of this hobby at about 2 or 3 years. That's usually what my ADHD lets me stay deeply engaged in a hobby, whatever that hobby that I've taken on is. But meeting the people, and believe me, I've met some assholes. I've met some people that I would not pee on a fire to put them out, people, but they're the minority. And I always feel like karma will take care of that. But there's just some wonderful people. What I've been amazed with is their willingness to share information that I would think would kind of be from the business I came from, which was woodworking, kind of more of a trade secret. They're willing to share mistakes they made so you won't make those mistakes, even if they don't know you. And the fact that they're so humble. The ones that I gravitate towards, their humility is refreshing, because for somebody like me, who is an English psychology major, maybe an old school white collar guy, who learned a lot with his brain, but was never very good with crafts or making things with his hands or fabricating things, to see it done at such a level to where I've got a direct window into it is just joyous. I mean, it's so cool to see the different ways that it's done. I mean, Tim Kell's doing things totally different than Jacob is. Totally different than Shane is. Totally different than my buddy Andrew Kidd is. If y'all haven't heard of Andrew, he's the guy I was showing earlier, Lucky Dog Knife Company. What I love about Andrew is Andrew, like my daughter, I think he's a little bit older than my daughter, but he's a graphic designer who is inspired by knives by his granddad. So through his graphic design, he designed some small fixed blade knives that were inspired by traditional knives that he remembered from his granddad's collection, loose interpretations of some knives. And then instead of taking these designs and working with the company to have them mass produced, he found a guy through a knife show who is in Canada, David Mary Customs, who's a small batch by hand maker who could have these little knives water jet and then custom finish each one. So he's doing maybe 9 of each model. I think he's got 4 models now at a time. So they're by no means a large batch money grab type of knife drop. They're just very well thought out knives that, for me, if I was a young man and I had the connections in the community, I would probably go overseas. That would make the most sense if I wasn't looking at my long-term, where I wanted my brand identity to be. But by coming up with an interesting little knife, he doesn't have 600 to sell because they're only coming in small batches, and they're going to hold their desirability because they're not just flooding. And you don't see a lot on these. I think I'm one of the only reviewers. Big Red might have reviewed a couple of these knives because they're so good. But stuff like that excites me. I meet people like this that aren't any more a knife guy than I am, because I don't consider myself a knife guy as much as people that really know and use knives consider themselves knife guys. I give them full kudos. I'm a guy who likes knives, who wants to share with the audience, what about this knife do I like, or why do I like it? A lot of times it's the way it looks, because I'm a basic bitch. If the knife looks good, that's a good part of it. If the action, and I'll be honest with you guys, I have not gotten a knife, maybe one that needed to be wiggled with by me, but I've not gotten a bad knife that had mechanical failure or did not operate well in a couple of years because they've gotten so good. Have I gotten some that were, I think, could have been improved on, were light on detent, things like that? Sure. But I think it's rare, especially with the ability to go out and watch 3 or 4 videos of the same knife, to find a knife that's not done well. This is a very early CJRB, Ray Laconico design. I think it's called, I can't think of the name of it yet, but there will be a video on it. But it's one of their early designs. It's a liner lock, has no lock stick, but has very solid lockup. It's bigger than the bug out, has great ergonomics for the hand. And if you read Ray's part in the bio, he says this was kind of getting back to his earlier design style when he was designing simpler knives. I think it's just a cool design. And the fact that they partner with somebody like that and bring out a cool knife for under $50, I can get behind it. Would I carry it every day with the other knives that I've amassed in my collection? Probably not. But does that mean it's not a great knife? Absolutely not. I don't think what any of us or our friends carry should dictate what makes you smile when you bring it out of your pocket. When I get started in the day, I'll look in my knife cases and I'll think, what's going to fit the hem of my pants? What's going to fit the tasks of the day, which are generally nothing, opening cat food. I'm not ever going out starting a fire. But what do I want to carry? What do I want to feel in my hand? It's not always a bougie knife. Today it was the Stitch. Just because I wanted to get this oil off this Riverlock. I don't know if y'all saw, but they're doing an MSI Mini, which has got me very, very interested because the MSI was too big for me. Although I'm not about giving Microtech a ton of money. But there's so many good knives that are out there. And if we think about it, if we were normal people, we might have a slip joint, might have a hunting knife, a fixed blade, and might have a modern folder. We would use them. They would get dull. We'd clean them. We'd maintain them like we should anyway. We would either hone them on a ceramic rod, maybe strop them, maybe sharpen them. And we'd work through that knife till you'd used it, right? So don't ever feel like you have to have X amount of knives to be a knife guy or gal. If you like knives, even if you don't have one, but you want one day, you could see yourself, that you could see that making your daily life maybe a little easier if you had one just to open mail with. You're a knife guy or gal. And I almost think I have too many choices, but when you go through the thought process with as a knife addict, which I was before I had a channel, I had to buy knives and I only had so much income that I could allot to that. So I was trying to figure out what to buy. I'm not, unlike some of my buddies, Lefty EDC, who can sell anything he buys. I get more emotionally attached to knives for some reason. I don't know why. And there's several knives I don't want to let go. Do I carry them much? No. Why do I keep them? I don't know. A great example is my Brown Jaeger V2. I love it. Mad Yako has been a member for 1 year. Dude, I'm going to give you a double look. That one was louder, wasn't it? Was the Trans Am louder? I haven't gone back and changed that one. Sobek Scooter, you're exactly right. And some of these, if you guys come in on Saturday and you win a knife, I was talking to Ryan about that today. Even if it's not a knife that you carry or you would find yourself carrying because you carry different things right now, it's still a great knife to use as a beater, or it's a great knife to pass along to a nephew, to somebody who might be getting into knives, somebody who you work with, because it'll be a quality knife, right? And you never know when. For me, it was the QSP Penguin. The QSP Penguin was the one that started me kind of down the knife addict road. That doesn't sound good. Was that a figurative knife in the back, which still sucks? Or did you get stabbed, my friend? Or did you do something like I would do and fall asleep with a knife open and then roll over on it and have it jab you in the back? I'm going to show y'all's Ryan's knife again because I think it's so pretty. And I wish I could show sweet logo. But that is poured resin with G10 liners. All flat grind. I know y'all get tired of seeing it, but to quote Tri-State, They're kind of like all my babies. Hold on.
They're kind of like all my babies.
It's so much fun to cut with. It's exactly 6 inches. It does fit in the hand to me perfectly. It's got a lanyard hole. If you like that thing, I'm not much of a lanyard guy, but I can see how they're very helpful. And the sheaths Terry is making, this is probably the 5th one I've seen, and each one gets better. There's actually you don't call it a stamp, you call it a die. There's a die that's been ordered that's got Edgy's logo on it that's been back ordered. I don't know if soon those will also have the Edgy logo on the back of that, but I think that would be cool. So I'm trying to decide, guys, what to give away tomorrow. And there'll definitely be a fixed blade. But the Maximal I've got over there, I'm going to review it. Y'all tell me this. If you want a whimsical, weird-ass knife that works very well, put a 1 in the chat. If you want a small, robust, good EDC knife that will kind of fit all the your chores, but not be anything super special in looks, put a 2. So form, weirdness, just a good old knife. Mad wants the wacky. I like that. I like that. I would put a 1 in. I'm going to go ahead and put a 1 in. And I might find something that's older. I've got a knife that I'm eventually going to give away. I just don't know when. It was one that I won from Jared Neves, and it was in one of his members' giveaway, and it's a prototype of a knife they don't make anymore. So I think this knife right here, which has got scratches on it because I've carried it, it's not beat up because it's so freaking functional. This knife, a lot of people have said, well, isn't that uncomfortable? Just the opposite. This knife, this is the Nanner, and this knife has got jimping right here, but it fits your hand like an absolute glove. It's a trailing point, but what makes it unique is the point is actually lower or about the same size as the back of the handle. So when you get it in your hand to grip, you don't have that point coming back. You've got an area where you can cut, prep food, dress an animal, do whatever you needed to do. Or in my case, break down cardboard, open cat. But it's all blade edge, and it's super tall, flat grind. I don't know if you can see that plunge grind comes all the way back so you can sharpen it for days. I can't imagine it needing to be more than stropped ever. But this knife, when it came in, I saw the picture of it and I was like, that's kind of whimsical. I don't even know if I want to present it. I did a review on this and I talked it up. I mean, and I stand behind it. Y'all can call me, whoever wins it. Or if you own one and say, I think that knife's the biggest piece of shit and here's why, I'd like to know. I've had no failures on this knife. And I think it's the design, as odd as it looks, is very special. Feels great. So this will be our main folder. We'll find other stuff to give away too. Of course, there'll be a cool fixie. And we'll have some other stuff. And again, all you'll have to do is jump in, leave a secret word in the chat. I would give you all the secret word tonight, but if y'all go in and you leave the secret word before the live goes live and the music starts playing, it won't register. So I kind of got to hold back. That's why when I go live, I add the secret word, I pin it in the chat, and then I also share it on the screen. Because I want you guys to get in. The odds are great, guys. Hopefully almost everybody's won something. Pretty soon we'll do an honesty vote and we'll find out who hasn't won, because the same 18 of you are there every week. We'll find out who hadn't won and we'll do a special giveaway. We'll add a giveaway and we'll do for the people who haven't won, we'll put their name in and do a random for them. Because I want you guys to get the stuff. Whippersnapper. Hold on. I took a chance staying right along. Really hope it's not too small. It's not. The choil in it is perfect. Knife nut 69. How big are your mitts? I've got a 3.5 inch span right here. And people say, even though I don't have sausage fingers, I've got a very large sized hand. So we were just looking. My buddy A to Z has a whippersnapper. That is my favorite knife that he owns. I'm going to pull up his page because it's right here. And the front choil, I think you will find it, if an Oz Roosevelt fits you well, if a knife that's small but that's designed to be carried and to be used, the whippersnapper, I think, it's my next grail. So I don't know if you can see that, but that front choil is cash money. You'll be able to get an easy 4 on the back. It's just great. I mean, and I've heard you can get them at pretty good prices. His is Damasteel, and he's really proud of it. I'll never buy his, but it's a gorgeous knife. I know they have several different blade shapes, but I don't think it'll be too small for you. If it is, reach out for Javon and tell me what other knives you're interested in. If you're interested in a big Medford or something crazy. If it's too small for you, you got a small-handed buddy over here who has swag, we'll trade. Dylan Mallory. Dylan, I'm going to have to start laying my OG Forest just on the table because I have it in that other case, and it's so freaking good. I gave away my Centros, Archeos. I had several Artisan and several, or not several, but a Civivi and another Mallory. But most of my lower priced, under $200 knives have been given away over the years. So somebody's got those knives, but they're just not me anymore. What is up, Ryan Ellis? The man, the myth, and the legend in his own mind. And we let him get away with it because he's so freaking lovable. Good to see you, buddy. I was just talking about sending your knife home and assuring you that the sheath has no slices in it. I've been extremely careful putting the knife in and out so I don't cut it. But God, it's such a good knife, Ryan. I hope you love it. And if you need help with a lanyard, if you decide you're one of the people who want a lanyard, I think Shane's pretty good at putting you on a video that'll help you do it. I've tied those snake knot lanyards before, and if you get regular 550 paracord, not the heavy duty stuff, it works fine. It's a pretty easy knot. You just make a real stiff tail, but I don't use them. Good to see you, buddy. Surprised or not, we've been talking about just all kinds of stuff. Knife nut, I've never experienced that, but I've heard great things. I met a couple of them at Blade Show, and they were very, very nice to me. I told them right when I walked in, I was like, guys, I'm not a buyer, but I'm just interested in some of the knives. And there weren't other people there, but they were very friendly with me, showing me knives. And telling me a little bit about what they do. Because they've never really been on my radar as a major player. And that's just my fault because I'm such a noob.
What's up, buddy?
Hey, man, how are you?
Good, man. What's going on?
Just been spending, how much time have we spent? An hour and 20 minutes talking about very little, but had a lot to talk about. And none of it went anywhere.
So like every other stream.
Well, pretty much. But I feel like there were less silent pauses, which is not necessarily a good thing. I did learn, and I need to verify. Maybe you can help. But I think I got a comment today from Nick asking when you go back and you rewatch a live stream, right? And you're watching it on a replay mode.
Mm-hmm.
Is there a setting where you can have the chat come to where it was played through? I mean, does the creator have to set it up that way, or does the viewer?
No, it's on the bottom. So here, let me pull up a different.
If you could do a little quick tutorial on that, it was explained, and Ed did a very good job explaining it.
Yeah, I'll just do it where you can see it. So let me put on the one from Tuesday. So give me a second here.
I thought YouTube swept all those for some reason. I don't know why.
No.
I thought only if you like made them big that they would be seen again in a live stream like replay.
All right, so let me share screen. I want to share a window. Share. What the hell? That one. Okay. Can you see that okay?
Very well.
Okay. So down here, this is one from 2 days ago. And this says live chat replay. You can hit open panel and it'll bring it up on the right. And then you can hit live chat or top chat. And then
where did you see that first button that you hit?
It was down here at the bottom. It said open panel.
Just under the comments or?
Under the headline.
Okay.
Now, if you're on a mobile device, a lot of times it'll have like dots right here, like 2 dots. If you scroll to the left, it'll give you the option for chat.
That's what Ed was showing. He was talking the mobile interface.
Yeah, so on mobile, you swipe to the left right here where my cursor's at, and it'll show option for chat. Now, if I hit play on this, now the chat pops in.
Perfect.
Okay.
And as a matter of fact, guys, what I will actually do is I will investigate it and I'll do a video on it. I think that'd be a video because I always think that live streams are 80% made up of what's going on in the chat. And I would think if I wanted to go back and watch a live stream, I would not want to just hear people reacting to the chat. I'd want to hear what caused the reaction.
Yeah, it gives it context when you're actually watching chat.
What have you been up to, buddy?
Not much, man. Just staying busy. How's everyone doing? Scooter, Fed, Cliff, Mills, Richard, Bloomy. Let's see who else I missed. Yoko, Brown Sugar, Knife Nut, Jesse. I think that's everybody. Is it not? I think so.
They come and go. Knife Nut, I'm trying to find the knife and I'll pull it up right now before I forget what I was doing. Lamech had some great customer service. Blah, blah, blah. Knife Nut 69 picked up a Lamech whippersnapper today, one of my dreams knives, and just hoping it's not too small. And I told him with the choil, I don't think it will be. Which model? Why am I missing? I'm trying to scroll up, Knife Nut, and I don't see the exact model that you're referencing.
Cliff.
Do you see it, Kyle?
It said number 567 on the website.
Okay, let me go there.
Hey, Terry. And Cliff. That'll be the last words come out of my mouth ever in life. So.
No, I want to only talk 30% of the time tonight.
No, he was saying that I'm going to call him something. I said those are the last words that would come out of my mouth ever. So. Hold your breath.
I wonder where I would go find these knives. Newsletter company.
Hell if I know, Jesse. That was odd, though.
What was the number again? Number 535?
567.
567. I was close. Not close enough to win JV's or JB's giveaway. Say it one more time.
5, 6, 7. 3 numbers in a row.
Yeah, I have trouble with that. Nothing found. So it's got to be a place. There's got to be a
probably an archival.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking for. Folding knives, randoms. The Olamic table. Maybe this is it. I don't know, man. I'm gonna go to Whippersnappers, 556, 568. Those just show a few sold, and it just shows the.
You sent the link in chat, right?
I don't think so. Did he?
No, I'm saying you did. For
the
tonight.
Link for Olamic?
No, for stream.
Yeah, I sent it.
Yeah.
I sent it to Ryan and Shane. What are you talking about?
That's what I was talking about. I was wondering where Tweedledee and Tweedledum were.
Well, I think Shane may be resting. And I think Ryan had just gotten back to the room and was probably going to chill. He didn't think he was long for the world. I need to just Google it. What's the number again? 567?
Yes.
Whipper Snapper. I think it's like a GEC where it's like a pattern. 567.
Mills, no thank you, but it was fun to play along. We had some interesting trolls last night in chat.
Where was that?
On Honey Bucket.
I slept through that damn thing. Yeah, I mean, I see there were a lot of outsiders that came in. It was over 1,000 this afternoon. So here is the Whippersnapper 567W, which is a different blade than my buddy has. I don't know what you call that blade.
Warncliffe.
And the other one's a sheep's foot?
Yeah, I mean, that could be.
I think that's what they call it.
That's close.
I like that Halloween theme.
Yeah.
It gives me a Jack. What's the Jack Skeleton? What was the Nightmare? What was the guy I'm thinking of?
He put a link in chat.
All right, let me go over here to my chat. Stop sharing. That's how I picked up my, just on another subject, but that's how I picked up my Lamia. It was before Halloween, but it was the Friday the 13th drop, and I guess somebody just had buyer's remorse. It looks like the same knife, buddy.
It is. Yeah, it's the same one.
I love it. I really like the milling. It's interesting. And they're front flippers. I'm not a front flipper guy and would never use the front flipper, but they're very usable.
How long is the blade on that one?
275.
Ooh.
That too small?
Yeah, for me it is.
Well, when you get into the choil, that's leaving you a lot less.
That's a great looking knife, so I love the look of that knife.
Let's go, let's see what they call the other one. Let's see what they call this one. Sheep's foot is what they call it.
Yeah, that's more of a sheep's foot.
And that's still a 2.75, less than 7-inch overall knife.
Yeah.
I told him if it was too small, I'd try to trade him something nice for it.
I mean, it's not a crazy tiny knife. It's just too small for me personally. Like a lot of people like that size, but to me, that's.
Is that a whippersnapper with just a funky blade?
Yeah. That's
I mean,
cool.
their handle materials are impressive too.
I like this. I think it's the 247 model, the Wayfarer. I think is the one I like.
There is actually a Wayfarer at Knives and More for $500 and something.
I think it's that one because then
it's the biggest one they have, right?
No, the Rainmaker is bigger. I'm pretty sure. I think the Rainmaker is the biggest one.
I know that there is a Wayfarer that you can probably get a pretty good price on that looks nice. I don't remember exactly what it looks like, but I know.
Go up to top again, because that's not the blade shape I was looking at. They used to have where you go in there and pick custom setups. Maybe that
You can go in there and build, but it's it's not the Olamic table. You have to go back to Wayfair's site, and then you can go in and choose.
Okay.
Because these are just, old.
Oh, you're not on the actual Olympic site.
Mm-mm. I'm on the Olamic
site.
table. I like the little busker too, but that thing's tiny, isn't it?
Yeah.
And really, you don't need, a small knife can be a primary carry, but for me, see, that's just horrible. That might as well be in a gas station. And I don't mean that with disrespect.
It looks like it.
Yeah, it's just not my jam. That, even with the witch, is pretty. But see, I'd superimpose my thought of Countess Anne on the solstice. So let's go back to a Olamic site, and we'll go to the build.
I'm pulling up the website right now.
I'm getting it too. You can share it.
That's all right. I'm just building my own as we work along and see what we can come up with.
Well, let me stop sharing so you can do it.
No, you go ahead. I'm just looking on my own. It's like, you're fine.
No, I was just trying to get the site to come up, and I was having trouble, dude. I'm not fine. I'm nowhere near fine.
Yeah. Well, then hang on. Let me pull it up.
I was telling all these guys I unboxed.
There we go. Can see that okay?
I can see it, but I'm going to want you to, when you pull it up, to share a link in the chat. When you get one where we can see.
All right. Well, I'm just looking at blade shapes and finishes right now.
Right. Because that is the, is that the Wayfair? No.
If I take that, that's the high polish ones. Let's see what there's that one. Let's see what ones they got on here.
Are these mid-techs or custom? I don't know the difference, so it doesn't matter.
I would say I don't know. That's a tough one. They're probably more of a mid-tech. They're pushing so many. I don't know. They're CNC customs, I guess.
What's the easiest way to distinguish between a mid-tech and a custom?
Okay, a mid-tech technically is a manufacturer who's making a knife for a designer, and then the designer does the final touches and goes over all the QC and any fitment.
Like Andrew's Lucky Dog knives.
Yeah. So there's the blade.
It loses the custom between the designer and the custom maker, because the custom maker's not making what the customer wants.
Right. So that's.
I can see them when you single one out and it opens up.
So let's see. You could do. Let's do Wayfair 247. Let's do an inlay. Let's do a stripe material. Let's do. Wow, they got all kinds of stuff. Let's go.
What's your lead time with them if you went in and ordered one?
I don't know. We're gonna do meteorite with mokume collars, flush blade shape. We're gonna do harpoon. Let's do hand rub satin, handle finish. Let's do frosted rubber. Let's do bronze, bucket clip.
Knife nut. From what you can tell, Olamic's not making knives anymore, or I'm only seeing parts of the chat. I apologize.
That doesn't even give you like any pricing on it. It just gives you like that's what it is. So
the blade shape in the middle or the blade shape on the right?
What?
That you were looking at that you like.
No, I'm trying to do this build thing here, and it's not even allowing me to look at any of the.
Well, I can't tell if Knife Nut's saying that they're not making them anymore.
As of when?
I don't know if he's talking about Olamic or something else. I can't. I was trying to go back to.
Because they were. not long ago.
I don't know. I can never keep up with these guys. And I'll tell you, they're all about, there's so many different things that can happen in a knife maker's life. That can just change everything. I still think about servant knives. I never knew that guy personally, but I acquired 2 of his knives. I think one from Five Door and one from somebody else. But somebody, I think it's Palmer Conley, who has his personal Instagram, and it even says on there, I hope to be making knives again by 2025. I don't know what happened, why he quit making them, but they're great little 3V knives. Is it giving you choices, or are you just...
I'm just looking right now.
Triaxis, he checks every week and nothing new. It reminds me of a Triaxis Midnight. See, I don't know. What's a Triaxis, Kyle? Is that a type of blade, or is it a type of Olamic that they may have discontinued?
I'm not sure what you're... I can't see the chat. I'm over here on this page.
The Triaxis, I think, is the name of a either knife or a blade shape. But I don't know that because again, that's a company that I've got very little experience with, except for that one knife that I really, really like. Good evening, Chris229, channel member.
Yeah, this still doesn't give you any pricing. It just gives you the basics of stuff.
I'll tell you, he's got the best archive, and I don't know if he has pricing, but Chris Brown. Every knife he's ever put out, you can go.
How much did he charge for Rihanna?
For who? Oh, you're talking about that Chris Brown? I got the wrong one. I'm sorry, Craig. I wonder what Rihanna cost him. It almost cost him his life, according to some of the videos I've watched, that Jay-Z and them were real close to having him wiped out. Like that night, they had people moving on him. And I forget who called and got them to pull off of him and gave him the young man speech who made bad decisions. Have y'all heard any of that? Not that it matters, but we go into different topics here. Not Craig Brown. We're talking about the young dancer who had a out-of-control left hook and too much rage. I can tell that's making everybody uncomfortable, so I'll quit talking about it.
Where is everybody in chat tonight? Everyone's quiet.
It's because I'll drop those crazy, weird, domestic violence chats, and it makes everybody go, holy shit. We need to go see what Bees is doing. Have you talked to Shane today?
I have.
Have you seen the pictures that we're not talking about?
Yes, I have.
Weren't you amazed?
I thought they looked very good.
I really hope that they get the love they deserve. I'm sure they will.
I hope so too.
I might follow it up with a phone call.
Nah. See how it goes.
Yeah, I agree. But yeah, I've still got, again, I don't know. It's not that he's not a super nice guy. I just don't think we're not really compatible type of bros. I don't think we could be comfortable. Well, maybe we could be sitting around a table shooting the shit. I don't know. I've never had that chance with him, where I've had that chance with Sharif, with Stevie, with Forrest, with Lancelot Leather, with you name it. I've had it with a lot of people. Some good, some bad, some indifferent. But I've had the short conversations with Brian. It's just they seem very transactional.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know him personally enough to say one way or another, but
Richard, I will put in a word of a day for you, my friend. You don't worry about it. I'm going to be, if it doesn't rain tomorrow, I'm going to cut the backyard by the bamboo in case you guys want to pull in there. I got to make sure you don't hit my phone line. I don't think you will. We'll get around it. But I've got a place y'all can actually pull in and park and have fucking nature right beside you. Deer walking by.
Richard, whatever you do, Don't go through the graveyard.
Now, I don't know why their GPS led him through there. And I saw that big ass truck trying to come up through. Kyle, these are carriage lanes. I mean, you can't pull one car going one way, one car going the other way. And they've got like 5-6 inch cobblestone curbs. So he's just literally dieseling up through there. I was
where the hell is Ryan tonight? I wish
he's in the chat. He's in the chat. He was going to jump in, but he just got back to the room. He might be in the shower now because he hadn't chatted in a while. He might be asleep. You know how he is.
Yeah,
he's a big pud. Pud is short for pudding. Pudding is someone who is soft and goes to bed way before their bedtime and says, I got to get up at 4 o'clock in the morning and work. Welcome to the real world, motherfucker. We all get up early, even if we don't work, because we're fucking doers. Even if we're not doing much, we're still doers.
John, you haven't been to bed by 4:30.
I've actually tried to. I've tried to get to bed if I can. Now tonight I've got a long video to make, but I try to get to bed about 3. I don't sleep in long spurts, dude. I'll sleep like 4 hours and then I'll fall asleep sometime between 8 and 10 and get a couple of hours sitting up on the couch, dead sleep. Did I show you this knife just to change subjects real quick?
Yes.
The little one that came from Chattanooga that's USA made? Yeah. Cool little knife. Very, I guess you'd call it dainty. They also came out with the bigger one that's 8 inches called the Signal, which is another mountain on the other side. And I like to see them making them here because if you compare it to the Chinese OEM one that they had to start out with, there's no better quality. Actually, there's less quality, I feel, when you look at the blades, when you look at everything, the jimping, everything on this knife does not seem as crisp and clean as a USA made one.
I know I said this the other day, and I don't mean this negatively about the actual company or whatever, but that knife design itself, to me, just looks, based on like materials and design of it, it just looks soulless. It looks
I totally get it.
Plain, it looks boring.
I really want to, and I'm going to send you this one because it feels just the same. It feels really good. And keep in mind, I'm like the video I'm doing is 6 inch knives, kind of my perfect size and why. And I don't use them as most people use a fixed blade. I use it like most people use a folder, right? And I don't have to unfold it. And it's just a comfortable little knife. It's very basic looking. I'd love to see a Warncliffe. I'd love to see something a little bit more different in the blade because the handle's fine. It's just a very basic little clip point. It reminds me of a Hogue Deca.
Kind of.
A little bit. But it was their first go at a knife. And I think the same thing about the Lynch Northwest Sparrow. I think it's a gorgeous knife. Whether you call it a drop point or a spear point, but I think it's just a great jumping off point to where they can see where to go and where the market wants them to go and try to find that sweet spot.
Well, there's also this too. I'm not a fixed blade fanatic. So if I'm going to look at one, I want something that stands out, and that does not stand out to me.
I totally get it. What I'd love for you to have, if you could carry an 8 inch fixed blade, and I'll get you a deal on one. I would love for you to reach out to Colin McGuire at Mag 10 Knife Works and get one of his knives. If it's not an EDW, one of his different knives.
I've got 2 fixed blades, and I only carry one sometimes. But it's not a user. It's a last ditch thing. It's on the AIWB rig. So like it doesn't have any purpose other than staying there.
So you don't have any little fixies.
I've got a mule. I've got an actual Spyderco mule that I really like, but
that's the one that you need hardware for, right?
Correct.
I have not forgotten on that.
Because I'm going to make some scales for that. And then
That's a little big. What I'm thinking about.
Yeah, it's a good size knife, but it's.
What do you carry in your back pockets?
My phone. That's it.
Just in one pocket, so you've got an empty.
Yeah, I tried not to sit on anything.
If you get a pocket dropper knife, a smaller knife, preferably a taco sheath, a pancake sheath, but it doesn't have to be. It rides high enough in your back pocket that you don't even feel it. That's where I like to carry my small EDC knife, and I literally use it for exactly what I'd use my folder for. I just find that it's easier to reach for it. It's easier. I probably carry 10 of my knives regularly. And then on weekends, I'll carry different ones.
I take that back. I used to carry my AFAC in the back pocket as well, too, but it's gotten too big. I need to find a slim down version where I can get stuff in there that I want that's not crazy thick. Because I try to go light if I can in the pockets as much as possible.
Me too.
That's why I typically only ever carry one knife. Like I don't.
Well, and I've started to rotate it out. I've got it in tonight, but I went for about 2 weeks without carrying a slip joint and not missing it, even though it just sits in my left pocket. And I've got other things that I carry in my left pocket, but I'd let my slip joint not ride with me before my EDC fixed blade. And it's just because the habit I've gotten into in terms of using them.
Yeah, I'm very minimalist when it comes to what I try to carry on me. I don't care for I carry a key fob for the car. I don't carry any house keys. I don't carry any keys of any sort. Everything I've got I can go through the garage, or I can go through the computer or front door. Like I don't mess around with, and I hate carrying a bunch of keys around. I hate carrying thick wallets. I carry a very slim wallet. But I just don't keep much in my pockets if I can. If you wish.
And that's the way to go. I mean, I try to carry light, and I only carry my keys to my car. I usually leave them in there. But do you know where Stasa lives in Louisiana? More importantly, that little knife store he goes to?
I do not.
All right, I'll pull it up. Because, Richard, I don't know how close you are to Nick or to this little knife store, but Stasa's got a knife store there. I'm not going to say it's nearly as cool as mine, but it is a very cool knife store. And they set him up. When he goes in there, they've got knives sitting out on the counter that he can spend a little time and show.
Let me see if I can pull up an old photo that I posted on Discord of my daily carry. So the knife is not part of my rotation, but the wallet and everything else is. Here we go. So that goes in my front left pocket. That's my wallet. That goes in, I'm sorry, front right. That's front left. Knife goes in front.
Deadlock, dude? I didn't know you had one of those.
No, I said that's not my knife.
Oh.
That goes front right. That goes front left. Knife goes front right. And then my mod will go in my front left, and the phone's in the back pocket. And that's all I carry. I don't carry anything else. Except for a flashlight sometimes.
Do you carry a daily Freedom Pill dispenser?
Yeah, that's it.
Okay, I was just wondering. Where do you carry it? I carry mine in my appendix.
Yeah, same. AIWB. That's what I was saying earlier. That goes in the front about 1 o'clock, and then about 12 o'clock will be the little fixie that goes next to it if I carry that. So I go very minimal.
And that's the way to go. Knives at gyms. I think this is it. Hold on a second. I just found a whole series of knives at gyms. Let's see where gyms is. This is it. Now again,
he lives in Baton Rouge.
Yeah, but we're going to find out where gyms is. So this is y'all have seen these videos before.
bunch of knives.
Don't freaking listen. I don't. That's not my deadlock.
So let's get started. First up, we have a Kaiser.
So it's
His birthday. Let's check it out.
So he's actually got some really cool new stuff.
It's been a while since I've owned one of these, and this thing's a beast. I ain't gonna lie, but I like it. It's got that skull crusher glass breaker that's got the flame anno on it. Beautiful carbon fiber with a giant.
Richard, he's got a whole playlist of these guys, and it looks like they are, because usually they put,
what's it called?
It's called Gems, but usually they put the full name of the store. Checking out a bunch of knives at Gems EDC folding knives, new and old. Let me Google this.
Yeah, it is in Baton Rouge. I'm looking right
Is
now. It's
So
not.
let's get
It's
started.
Jim's Firearms.
First up, we have a Kaiser, discontinued Kaiser.
There's a Jim's Firearms in Baton Rouge. Not exclusive to Knife Shop. They carry a bunch. It says so.
Yeah, and all I would urge anybody, especially if you take video in there, Richard, it's kind of why I'm blowing off St. Nick's, is you don't want to get any of the other content. And if they're like this other store, they carry clothes. Their knife store is so small, or their knife section, they've got tons of knives in there, but they don't have them out. That looks like a Kaiser I gave away.
Yeah, you can show them on video. You just can't show them on live.
Really?
Yeah.
What's that? Is that a Strider? What's that? Or is that Heretic?
What?
That blade.
You're not sharing anything.
I'm not sharing shit.
I'm talking about cues. You can show them. You just can't show them on live.
Yeah, I think you have to check something different, because Lefty was talking about he's starting to do reviews or overviews on the PPUs he's buying. He's looking to sell a Glock 23 if anybody's interested. Do you know that blade shape? What is that, Matrix?
Blade shape? I can't.
No, not the blade shape, the logo.
Yeah, that's a Marfion.
Okay.
2016.
Yeah, right here.
That's one.
Yeah, there it is right there. There's the birthday. Let's check it out. Ooh, that's a nice. Ooh, look at that hand.
Doesn't do anything for me. But this guy does have some fancy.
Super comfortable in hand. Did you put this one in hand?
5-door.
Knives out.
But he's mainly just showing a few of their knives in the store, which I would assume would attract people to call because they're unique knives. That's a very unique Spyderco. I don't even know what that one is.
I don't either, but that's cool.
Very cool.
It's an extremely well-made knife. It's just
The Myrtle. The Myrtle. M-Y-R.
Clip. But boy, you could probably do some damage with that.
Is that Tai Chung?
So if you ever were interested in the
clip,
Myrtle. But boy, you could.
I know. But I'm saying, was that made in Taichung? Was that made in Taiwan? Because it's titanium.
It looks like Tai Chung.
Oh, what's that say?
I just passed it. I just passed it.
Right there.
Tai Chung.
Days.
Oh, Tai Chung.
Tai Chung. That's a different looking pocket clip. But boy, you could probably do some damage with that.
I dig that.
I do too. I love unique stuff. I'm not familiar with that. I think I've seen it. I like that little knife. It's an Italian-made Spyderco that's got some weird carbon fiber. Justin just got one in. It's his Spyderco Club. It's a frame lock. You know what I'm talking about? It's one of their new releases.
Yeah. I forget the name on it, but I refuse to. I don't want anything to do with the Italian one, but they look nice.
So it's Jim's in Baton Rouge, buddy. I think you should stop by there just to handle some stuff. I'll tell you what, I got exposed to at my knife store were 2 ZTs. I don't remember. I only reviewed one of them. One of them was a manual. It was very nice. And the other one was an automatic, and it was their new automatic that has either a black or a coyote show side, and it's got a titanium or aluminum backside. Kicks like a mule. Thin blade stock.
I haven't looked at anything from ZT in years. I mean, the 0640 is great, especially if you get new scales for it. The one I always wanted, this was before I technically really got into knives, but it's like I used to have a bunch of cheap knives, but I would follow a lot of channels to see some of the cool stuff that at the time I'm like, I'd never afford that, that's stupid to spend that kind of money on it.
Right.
But back in the day, I used to follow Epic Snuggle Bunny, Dr. Frunky, those guys. And the CT that I fell in love with was the limited, the 777. And then it was the 909, 999, one of those, another one. It was an RJ Martin design that was stunning. But now the new ones are just like if you can find one of those, the value they've gone up on those, it's incredible. It's one of the few knives that's like truly it's triple.
12s?
No, the one I'm talking about.
The one you're talking about.
Yeah, they've gone up like 3-4 times in price from MSRP what they were, because they only made them for.
Text me that number because I'll ask Tate if they've got one. This is one of the ones that I reviewed, this 512. Except I reviewed the black ones, a colorway that just came out. It's crew wear. It kicks harder than any ProTech. A little bit right between the size of my PM2 and my bug out. It's 3.45 inch blade. Overall length 8 inches. HRC 6364 crew wear. Very thin blade. Again, just is what it is. And the manual that I checked out was a little too slick and shiny for me. Go to new. I think it was this one right here. A little button lock, just a manual flipper. I always thought ZT was assisted. I had the same thoughts, and it doesn't have a flipper on the back side, so it's a thumb flick only. And then they got this thing down there, which is like a cold steel. This is like a 4Max. Or like a SOG, just a big overbuilt crossbar lock with either G10 or FRN handles. Just too big. What number did you say, Kyle? Even though it's discontinued?
Right now. I'm looking for it. Hang on.
So that's the Hinderer one. I like their little fixing. It's just a little long. Nine inches is a little long for me.
Yeah, so the limited edition, the original run was only 1,200 units.
We can spend 2 hours in there easy, buddy.
It says prices range from 800 to 2,200 on the market right now.
Is there a picture one there?
Yeah, let me.
Or you just read it back?
Yeah, let me grab a picture of it for you.
Maddie.
That's the new one, because they did a new one that was an M390 that was absolute trash. Where's the? All right, let me do this.
I love Joey's knives. I've got one of his micro chisel ground Tontos. That's a winner, Crispy.
All right, here we go. Here's a picture of it.
Why am I not seeing it good? I see like a maker's mark, a photo bucket maker's mark over it. So that's got that. That's got that exposed. What would you call that? Concealed frame lock.
Subframe lock.
And has it got kind of a blade like the Annex, like a deep fuller in there? Or am I just seeing?
Yeah, no, it's a huge fuller. Here.
That's beautiful.
Is that better?
Yeah, flipper and carbon fiber, but you could also flick it.
Yep. But it's a composite blade. That's Damascus with Vanex.
Which is, so your Vanex is your core?
Correct. There's that one that's insanely priced. And then let me find the other one.
But they're insanely priced because you can't find them anymore.
Well, that and they were limited to begin with.
I wonder how they decide to hold back on a limited edition knife that's sitting out there bringing so much resale that they don't re-release it because they realize people want it.
I don't know, but it sucks. Because those were back in the good days when they actually made decent knives.
You have to go all the way. I'm about to share a link. And I'm going to share the link straight to the accessories because you got to go to accessories, knives, and tools to find these on Jim's site. So, Richard, this is for you, buddy. This is just that site for that store in Baton Rouge that won't hold a candle to Knives and More. But they've got a website. Knives and More are just, they fight it. And I said, guys, with ChatGPT, you can make a website in 15 minutes. It'll do what you want it to do. Then we have to spend another hour hooking up a credit card processor. Stripe is really your only choice. Did you find it, buddy?
I'm looking. Hang on 1 second. I'm trying to grab
Ryan, Sunday, right? I think Lamia's drop. Well, maybe there is it the Oz's that drop on Sundays. I forget when Lamia's drop. See, I can't keep up with anything like that because it just frustrates me.
Yeah, there's this one, which is a cool one. That's the 888. Can you see that one?
Yep. You know what that reminds me of? Don't bite my head off, but I'm just looking at a knife. It gives me Wii vibes.
Well, let me give you an idea. So that's a big knife. That's a 9-inch knife overall. But they only did 250 pieces of this version. That is the one S110 down the bottom, 14C up top.
How do they just fuse it somehow?
It's just clad with it, yeah. So there's that one, and then they did 250 pieces of one that was Max Met on the bottom and M390 on the top. And let me find this other one here. Probably my favorite. If I can...
Are you actively looking for these, or are they just if they come up? You might.
No, they're just like most of these are to the price where, like, they're not reasonable. Like, it's not.
Have any luck?
I'm getting there. Hang on 1 second.
Ryan, I know they do that all the time. Like I said, I had to choose literally, and they were both secondary, but I had both. I had access to one from a good buddy and one from a stranger. And it's I would, and I'm probably saying this biased because I don't have a Rosie, even though I have access to it. I don't think I'd trade my Lamia for a Rosie.
I wouldn't. Lamiya is a better knife.
I love it. I love the fact that it's the crew wear. While you look for that, I'm going to share something real quick. Did you find it yet?
Looks like I'm getting there.
So I don't know how much this is going to be, and they're going to have regular ones too. This is the Marathon Select, but they're making MSI minis.
Really?
Yep. Which I think is kind of cool because the MSI was one that was too big.
I liked it.
You know, it doesn't say, and I saw one earlier in a video they put out. What are their, maybe it's this video where they show it next to the original. Nope. I saw it in my feed today. What could be better than a full size? The mini. They don't show it next to, because it's a good bit smaller, but it still looks like a nice size knife. It was this guy who was on the video, and I can't think of anywhere else he would have been except on Facebook. And while I saw him in my feed, he just showed up. Everybody's getting the Orlock 1931 Leatherworks, and I can't get one from Concept, so brother Ryan's going to send me his.
Wait a second here.
What's that?
This website, I don't know if it's legit. I need to search to see if this website's legit or not. They've got, this is North Atlanta. It's an Alpharetta. And looks like they've got one in stock for MSRP.
Drop the link in the chat, dude. I'll go to it right now, and I'll go to the bottom of it, and I'll run a quick test on it. I can tell you. And definitely you'd call a place like that before you bought something online.
It's in the private chat.
Terry, I love the Rosie.
What's up, Cheeto?
What's that?
I was just saying hi to Cheeto.
Did you drop it in there?
It's in the private chat. Yeah.
Oh, private chat. I'm sorry. And they've moved it now. Damn it.
It's on the bottom right.
I know, but it used to not be there. North Atlanta's premier small arms classic 3 dealer. What's the class 3 dealer? That sounds legit.
Yeah. That's full auto.
2025 Martin's Firearms made the site. We can only ship to orders paid by card, verified billing address. That's fine. They have a phone number. They've got all their carry brands. Let's go to their Google My Business and see what their store looks like. Because it could be in a shitty part of town. I mean, Knives and More, if you saw it from the outside, you would be like, I'm not even going in there. So this is, I think if they've got it in stock, buddy, and if it's not a user, I would call them and talk to them about it.
Well, according to that, it looks like it is brand new. They're not listing it as used. Did you see the actual knife, though?
Not yet. What I'm looking at is it looks like it's, all right, that's not a good sign. Unless they just had to be pointed the wrong way. It might be this building right here.
Yeah, that's their logo right there. That black truck.
That black truck?
Yeah, because that's what's on the website.
Okay, cool. So this is their little store in Alpharetta. And let's go to their website. There's just several things you can check that don't protect you from a bad person, right? But they can protect you from obvious sketches. So when I got ripped off for my Shetland Cutler at 6 o'clock that morning, and there were so many red flags that I just did not pay any attention to.
No, I mean, I think if they're putting up that they're FFL, then they're legit. But I'm just saying, I don't know how legit the knives are, though.
They have to be, and they'll be under accessories because that's where the others were.
They're under knives, the very first.
Oh, they've even got it. And what flavor was it?
Well, just go back to the link I shared. That's the knife.
Dude, you got me looking here.
All right.
I'm going back to the link. I'm just having a.
I'm making it easier for you. That's why I put it.
Now I'm going to stop sharing this and I'm start sharing this. You are making it easier for me, but you got to understand that my brain works linearly. So I was thinking, all right, what's it called? That doesn't even look like a ZT.
Well, because it's not designed by ZT makers. That's an RJ Martin.
It's made, yeah, like who did the and it doesn't have that crazy clip.
You see the pivot though?
I love the pivot.
The see-through.
Yeah.
That's one of his signature designs he does in some of his customs.
And see, stores like this are where you're going to find the new stock. That's where I found
that thing hasn't been made in over a decade, John.
Right.
That's why I'm curious if that's even legit.
If it's even in stock.
Right.
I would just call, literally. I mean, because they've got all their socials are legit. None of them take you anywhere weird. And they've got the fire. It looks like firearms is their main gig, right? So if we go to their Twitter. Now, do they keep their website up to date? No, I don't want to log in. Leave me alone, Twitter. I'm not signing up to Twitter. This has pissed me off. I'm just trying to get, maybe they are an illegitimate site. Maybe they've got all these links, which is a way to be sneaky as shit, to have all your social media links take a viewer, which I should not have to log in. They don't have Instagram. I would just give them an absolute call, and it would let me share their stuff, but it doesn't take me to their store.
Let's see. Okay. They got some that they've gone down in price then, because there's some on eBay for like $350, but they're used, obviously. But $400 for a new one.
And Kyle, you know this like I know this. When I bought my mini mojito from St. Nick's Knives, it was like 3 years old, first production, brand new. They made me such a sweetheart deal on that knife, put me on that knife because it had 2 birthdays there. Right. They wanted it gone. They wanted it gone more so than somebody on the secondary market selling it.
Yeah, so I mean that's still a decent price, but it's not crazy like I thought. Because those used to be like $650, $700.
And what I always tell anybody that calls Knives and More, those guys are wheelers and dealers. They're never going to ask for more. I mean, what they've got, the knives price is what they're worth. But if $30 or $40, $50 is standing between you and a deal, or if you've got a trade in, just treat them as people who are trying to move knives. They own all those knives.
Oh, yeah.
And when I asked John, what got you in the knife business, back in the 80s, he goes, my house was overrun with knives. I was selling a few of them here or there, and I had a chance to get this space, which at the time was the next door space than what he's got now. And it was just a place for me to keep my knives and to kind of develop my habit. And that's where he really started meeting people and buying a lot of the old traditionals, primarily cases.
Terry, I think you would love the Mac 2. I knew that they were good, but when I got one, like it grew on me very quick. And I think it's absolutely phenomenal.
It's as good as any U.S. knife that I own. And I don't own a Dixon, but I like the Mac 2 better.
Do you have the 3 or 3.5?
Mine's a 3.5.
Okay. The 3.5 is crazy that you can get that much blade and that small of a handle.
And to me, it's just a nice size blade that's balanced between the hologram. And he's so freaking hard to find. I can find his wife so much easier than him on Instagram. Because I don't know if y'all have ever talked to him. He is not a sales and marketing guy. And they just started to market. I thought it was kind of almost cute because he put out, maybe it was on his website, he put out this little Dixon video. I think that's a beautiful knife. I'm not taking anything away from it. Just when I look at a Mac 2, to me, a Mac 2 looks more intricate. It looks like more. Let me find one here.
To me, it all comes down to the milling. Like there's a lot of the millings that I do not like.
On the Mac 2.
Yeah.
Is he doing steel flats on the Mac 2? I know the Dixons are contoured.
Yeah, they're still flats. Like some of the inlay ones he did were pretty cool as well too.
That's the one I've got, except I don't have a Tonto. It's just a knife that I feel like I can beat the shit out of. I can use it, and it looks like it's already been used. I know that's a silly way to look at knives.
Knife nut. I don't know. I mean, I'm going to say no, but I don't know. I haven't sharpened this one yet. I got it in on. I got it in secondhand, so I haven't even messed with it yet. I'm still trying to figure out and get some parts for it before I'm sharpening. Will be the last thing I do.
Y'all jump out and buy this knife. I did a review on the prototype, and I know that the production model is going to be just as good. I'm going to be reviewing Richard or Ryan Ellis's when he gets his in.
Are they back in
Get
stock?
a review copy, huh?
They back in stock now?
Some of them are in stock, ready to be shipped, and they ship out of the U.S. warehouse.
Yeah, because you said that they were
and I'm seeing them posted all the time. And guys, it's got a wonderful liner lock. It's got top flipper, and I hate top flippers. Absolutely hate them. And it's a great top flipper, perfect blade hole. And then when you slide your hand into that choil, and into that harpoon, it's just chef's kiss. It just slides right in there.
Knife nut. Go ahead.
No, that's just saying that's just the ore lock, under $200.
Yeah, knife nut. I would if I was. I'm not going that route. I'm having some made.
But I sent Emily my contact. I sent her. She and I communicate all the time, and they've been really good to me. And I reviewed the prototype when it was being sent around, and so I sent her a copy of the prototype review, which was months ago, and said, "Let me just tell you, this is a buddy of mine's knife. I love it. Please let me review it when it comes out." She's like, "Absolutely." And so I didn't hear anything, and I saw that it came out and reached out, and it was the same old song and dance. And I've gotten to the point where I used to stay on top of these people, and now I'm just like, I'm not dealing with it. I'm not chasing these idiots. I should. But Ryan's going to be kind enough to let me check out his. And all I want to do is confirm that it's as good, if not better, than the Proto. And hype it. So anyway.
What's up, Michael Upchurch?
Michael Upchurch. Your warhog.
Where's Ryan? I haven't seen Ryan all night.
Who? Ryan Ellis?
Yeah.
Dude, he's been in the whole time. He's probably in and out of consciousness. He's just kind of snoozing. I'm just Googling. I've been watching I love watching Scabs videos because he's got so many damn different videos. And I wonder if his house is like throwing up knives.
Don't know.
Huh?
So I don't know.
Well, they're also big. Look, Ding Dong. Can you see that, or are you just not seeing Ryan's chats?
Where?
You keep taking it down. I see you. Sticky boy. He won't come on and hang out even for just a little while. That's kind of rude if you think about it, Kyle.
I think it's very rude to bother us.
You know, I mean, yeah, he's busy buying Mitten Boss. True. True. And Aren't you like taking some really nice pictures of some fine knives that don't even belong to you?
Yeah, I'm not talking about it, but yeah.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm saying. So I mean, Jesus Christ, show some love, people.
Yeah, I had to order a bunch of stuff for that, and that all came in this week, so now I can set it up.
Is that something that's kind of exciting to go in to embark on something like that? I would think with your skill level, it would be kind of fun.
It is, but it's going to be new, so it's going to be a challenge, but just going to be a learning curve.
Hey, I want to show you something that probably has nothing to do with anything you would use, but it's something that Big Idea has, and I don't know what it is. It's an old school tool that they've remade, or it's like a viewing thing. Hold on. Tell me what this thing is. And they're proud of it. Let me find it. I think it's for tracing stuff. I think it's something that graphic artists use. I don't think it's for just looking at. And they've got several of these things. Hold on. This thing's strictly for drawing, right?
Oh, yeah.
It's just projecting an image. All right, so CountyCom's got one. So I always thought this was something that might be magnifying type, and I think CountyCom, if y'all don't go to CountyCom, I love browsing that site.
They got some cool stuff, but they got a lot of just overpriced junk.
I want the grappling hook, and I want the little mini breech bar. I'd love to get a knife or a pocket watch one day, but I'm never going to go that route.
I would definitely buy for them.
No. But some of their little wrenches, I'll tell you what I've got. I've got several of the screwdrivers and a couple of these chest pieces and pins, just weird stuff.
That one right there.
Dude, that one copper pin I've got, that embassy pin, I've got this. This is the one I showed you that I put the tritium in.
Yeah, this driver.
That LEP that shoots lasers. So it says it shoots at 1.2 mile beam throw, 6,300 feet. And again, it shoots very far, but you can't really, it's not lighting up a lot, it's just spotlighting shit or like really bright light and stuff. But I was going to go to that little vision thing. I think it's more, they've got these are cool. I bought one of these and I use it for my blade steel. It also came with a little orange. Can you see that?
Yeah, good Lord, the price on that's insane.
Dude, it's a sapphire glass, and this one's titanium. It was the same price. So yeah, it's not, I'm sure they didn't pay that much for it, but it is kind of, if you read about it, it's not just your regular little cheap magnifying glass.
I'll take the $10 one that has a light.
Absolutely. And again, I use this because it's titanium. I keep it over when I'm just looking at blade steels, and it does catch a leaf on fire. I've got this knife or this screwdriver, but I don't have the bit kit. And that screwdriver, I think, was $24. It's just a little aircraft titanium.
Yeah, that's this one right here. I was showing.
Yep.
Yeah, that's the one I've got.
And then I've got
it's okay.
This guy right here. Decent. It wasn't $99 when I got it.
I don't.
Their screwdrivers are really.
Yeah, that's an aviation one. That's designed to be heavy duty. I don't feel the need to have all the fancy screwdrivers.
Trouble that I could use for anything is this $13 Boker that came with Weehaw bits. Can you see that?
Yep.
A little Weehaw stubby. Stays there for a reason, but that little breacher bar is pretty cool.
These are my two favorites.
It would just jam in your ass.
That's my two favorite drivers. Whereas,
those are your little.
Yeah, these are like $12, $14, $15. This one might be a little bit more because it's got the locking bit holder. But
which is just nothing. I mean, and when you look at some of these titanium drivers, I understand that, you know, we're looking for kind of more bougie, you know, fidget toys. We're looking for stuff that's just kind of interesting, right?
yeah, it's the machining on makes sense, but I think that the need for it is
not
way outweighed by like that. Weira is a better driver than majority of those drivers that are out there.
Without a doubt. Without a doubt. It's just bougie. This little one right here, I've not seen it work up close. I've seen videos of it, but like I wasn't hip
What's
on
up,
yours.
Water?
I kind of like this one. Hold on. I met this guy. He's like a foot shorter than me. His name's Igor. He doesn't look like an Igor, but he's got this little driver that came out, and I don't understand from the pictures, except it seems to store bits.
Yeah.
Up there, it's. Hold on.
There are plenty of them that do that, though.
But it's got a little bolt action thing here. See that?
But why do you need that?
That pushes the bit. The bits, I think, store all in here. And I think when you get it dialed up, you push this down and it pushes the bit out. I'm not sure. I sent him an email just asking him if, you know, how does that work? Do you have any videos?
What was the price on that? Holy.
That's euros. I think it's like $199. It's expensive.
No, euros are more expensive. That's going to be like $300.
No, Blade HQ had it. Hold on a second. Again, it's too they're expensive, right? I mean, because people who are buying stuff like this, when a WeHi for $13 will do, in my opinion, better and leave you less strip SKUs. They're not going to be buying that. That's more of a ooh. That's kind of cool. Go.
Let me.
Here it is. It's $279. God damn. That's got to have tariff. That's got to have something more than just what they're selling it for. Maybe not. Is that what stuff like that was selling for before? I don't know what Italy and.
What's up, Ant? What's up, Maddie? Yeah, so here, look at this driver for the one. I'm going to share one for you.
All right, let me stop sharing.
This one stores bits. It's a stubby, and it's also ratcheting.
Ah, so it like you can turn it and then turn it and.
There you go. Watch it. $58 from a very well made company versus
and that's going to give you more choices to use it for. I'll tell you the thing that I won't use it as much as knives, but has been the best little toolkit for putting together bogus furniture and stuff for my studio. I showed you that T ratchet I bought from Amazon. You can buy like thousands of them. Dude, that thing is awesome.
Well, you know what those are based off of? Those are based off of Fix-It sticks. Which are made by Pews, and they're expensive, but they're phenomenal.
They're for guns and for bikes, and they're super expensive. And what makes them is just the way that they're made. They're handmade, and the Fix-It sticks are expensive.
They're like $100, $130 a kit, but they're very much worth it. I mean,
dude, some of the kits, some of the handgun kits are they're much more than that. Hold on.
Well, if you get the full kit and caboodle, but like.
Yeah, but it seems like you'd want to get it. You know, I guess depending on what you were looking for. But yeah, these actually look a little bit more rustic, where now I did have to right away, my bit pulled my magnet out, which happens quite often on those Chinese ones where you got to put a little super glue in and get your bit back down. And this has got they set based on those little blue things are expensive by themselves because you set the pressure and it doesn't turn past it, right?
Yeah, I mean that's your torque limiter. So the you have different ones for different feet pounds of torque.
Yeah, about around $200. You're right. Just an all-purpose.
Trying to look for.
Yeah, the one I got is much cheaper, but it's crappier too. And why is Amazon doing this to me? Orders. I had to order more Scotch tape. I had to order Fresh Step. You know, I can see my buying habits. This right here. But you can use this as a straight wrench. You can use it just as a little handle, or you don't even have to use that handle. You can just use it as a straight little driver. And it comes with all the torques you need, but it's got other stuff too. And it's pretty small and handy. What I didn't like about it, because they've got a blooming million of these, all within the same price, is I had to glue back down my little magnet. Those are, I mean, for me, that was a cool little toolkit. And when I was putting my mom's chairs together, where she had a square bit, and I had to buy some of those longer square bit drives, which I wouldn't have needed with this tool, but it made it so much easier than using just her straight screwdriver ratchet.
Yeah.
But the iFixit are the bombs. Here's that wrapping film I bought.
There's a big difference between the iFixit kits are for like computers.
Well, they're for like heavier stuff too, right? Oh, Fix It sticks. You're right. You're right. iFixit are the little blue handled.
Right. That's that's for more like computer work and stuff. They're okay. They're just not designed to be heavy use.
If y'all charge stuff, I've never been a big charger guy, but this was on sale when I bought it. It's called an Anchor magnetic charging station.
Dude, I only buy Anchor products.
And what's cool about it is it's got on the back, it's got
I've seen that
2 C's, couple of A's, and these 3. Dude, these A's to C or just C to C charge stuff so freaking fast. 15 watts. And my Apple phone in my case just sits on there. I think it's kind of priced high. I think when I got it, it was maybe it was $59. It's 40% off now.
Yeah, so that's not expensive at all for charging stuff. That like all my cables and chargers are all Anchor.
Yeah, they make good stuff. I've always been a big fan in Anchor. What I've wanted to get, but it's going to require me to then get monitors and redo my whole studio space, is I want to get one of those little nice powered Anchor docks that are about $199.
I got a better solution for you for that.
What's that?
By a different company that are you can do
Oh,
the same.
really?
Yeah.
Let me show you what I've been wrestling with. I bought a couple of little SSD drives that always would break out and fail on me after a while. And the only reason I bought them,
So really?
Yeah, I don't know why. I've got a couple of Samsungs, and I don't know what I've been using them for. Is after I upload a video, for a long time I was saving my videos, backing them up, and it got about halfway full, and then it would quit taking videos from my computer. It could have been a driver issue or something like that. And what I've looked at is something that's a little bit different. It's this thing right here. And I don't know if you've ever seen, they make them in different types, but this is a little enclosure that you actually put a memory chip in. So you buy this little case, or a case for $19 that's just got a heat sink in it, right? And then it allows you to go in.
NVMe chips. Those are
exactly.
Those you can get. It's the next evolution of SSDs. It is an SSD technically, but it's chip based. You can get those not in that size, but there's a size that's longer.
Yeah.
And the 22, that's a 2230.
That'll go up to 4 terabytes. This
right,
size
you can get
goes
the
up.
2280s.
Yeah, that size goes up to 2 terabytes. But if you go to this guy right here, that one you can put the longer ones in.
I'll show you where I buy my stuff from. And I'm not selling you anything. I'm just telling you what we're using.
Is that what you were talking about? Let me share this real quick. That takes all these different sizes, but the RAM is so expensive. I would just think it would be more high tech than the stuff that's all in one.
It's a hard drive, so it's not RAM. It's
right. That's right.
Sorry, I wasn't trying to be a dick. I just was.
No, that's what I meant. You're
that way
exactly right.
People don't get confusing.
And I know that they make these also for the enclosures, but you don't want the mechanical ones anymore, right?
Well, you do if you're running them in because it's cost efficient for like a large NAS, but not for if you want it portable. No. Let me find. Show you.
I'm just wanting it to back up, and I might not even go that route because once I upload them to YouTube, they're gone, dude. I don't have the memory to keep them in my phone, to keep them in my computer. What's up, Aunt? What's up, brown sugar? Jesse.
But
yes,
okay,
no.
So here's part of the issue, though, John. Based on your computer, you're not going to get the speeds of what those new things are pumping out because your computer can't push it out that fast.
No, but I do have on my C, got one that's super fast. It's not as fast as you can get today, but I only got this computer like a year ago, and it wasn't an expensive computer. But I'll probably get half of what I was getting before.
To get the full speed out of the NVMEs, you're got to be running like Thunderbolt 4, Thunderbolt 5.
That's aren't Thunderbolts only Mac compatible?
But so they have the USB 4, which is the compatible version of Thunderbolt 4.
Because it looks like a USB-C, right, in terms of size?
Yeah, it's exactly the same.
It's just wired differently.
Correct. But even then, if your computer can't push out if you go to your computer, it'll tell you what your port's capable. So if you're pushing out 40 megs or here, let me pull.
Where do you look on settings?
Yeah. See, I don't remember where all the stuff is because I haven't been on the Windows in years.
So your trick is you don't want to get something faster than what your computer can render.
Well, I mean, you can, but it's that way your computer was just going to be the bottleneck. So just don't expect the same speeds.
Right. I'm just I would just like to get back into that again, saving my stuff, but there's really no need because I'm just a hoarder. I'm a proven hoarder, so there's no need for me to hoard data. To listen to Tri-State and those guys talk about it, they've got terabytes of drives where they save everything. I can't imagine trying to go back through and look for that stuff.
Yeah. So the difference is if you're backing up that much data, if you're doing video content for in doing 4K or 8K or any of that stuff that the studios do, they're running all that stuff to a NAS, and those are running off of traditional hard drives. But you have multiple backups, and then you have a backup off-site. So it's a 3-2-1 rule. So there's always redundancy, so that way you don't have a chance of having a catastrophic failure. You have options as far as how you do it, but for what you're doing, you could have, so here, let me grab something.
I should buy more iCloud space.
No, you don't need to do that.
That's how I upload all my videos. Believe it or not, I cloud drop my video from my mobile to my desktop, and that's how I do all my uploading. And it takes very little time. It's pretty quick.
You could do something like this. Just get a basic. That's from Lacey, but you could do.
I had one like that. That's the one that quit working on me.
Okay, so what I was going to say.
Samsung.
Right. What I was going to say is, You back up to this, right? And then you back up to a secondary one that's a traditional drive. Therefore, you can have 2 copies, but the traditional one's going to be bigger, so you can store more on it. So you could keep on like your current stuff here, back it up to the other one, and or if this gets full, buy another one and have that. Like I've got multiple ones laying around, different things.
What I was finding that I couldn't understand, I couldn't pinpoint, is when I would iCloud a video over, it would take 2 minutes. When I would upload it, it would take 5 minutes, then another 7 or 8 to render to make sure it's ad friendly, right? When I would take that same raw video or that video that was like 9 gigs and drag it over to that drive, it would sometimes take 10 minutes, 11 minutes to get over there. If I ever drug 3 or 4 at a time, and I would have a shitload of them, it would take forever and then shut the drive down.
There's, depending upon your settings and depending upon what your computer's capable of, that could be the bottleneck is the actual computer.
Yeah. And there's no way to get faster transfers unless you've got a faster processor from your computer that's...
Well, it's not necessarily just the processor, it's the capability of the ports, the PCI ports. So,
well, I'm going to go with my old plan. If YouTube takes me down, I'm starting from scratch. I don't think they give you your videos.
And you're dumb.
And I quit doing stuff on Rumble in terms of short form. I do all my streams over there. Let's see if we're live over there. Just out of curiosity. Yes, we are.
Jesse is correct.
Hey, we've had 19 viewers stop by there tonight. What I don't understand, for one, I don't understand streaming to multiple destinations. I can see if you're trying to dip your toe in and get people, but I don't know anyone who is looking for Rumble for content. I know people who go to Rumble to follow somebody. Do you?
Yeah.
Because there are a lot of nice guys over there. GP Knives.
Knives. What's crazy? It actually, the last 2 months, it actually was the more downloaded app than YouTube.
Really?
Yep. In the App Store.
I mean, I'm not giving up on it. Like I say, all my, except for my members' lives, my other 2 lives a week go there, but it just didn't seem like a platform for the videos like I normally post. It seemed like more of a live platform. I gave up on Kick because I kept getting that spammer that wanted me to grow my following.
That guy?
No.
Oh, that's Rumble guy.
Yeah, that's Rumble guy. We're not going to Kick. What's up, Kyle?
That's not me.
Is that not you?
No.
Good to see you, brother. Glad you found us. We talk knives. Tonight we haven't been talking a lot of knives, but we do have pictures of knives, like right here. We've been looking at them, chatting about them.
Ant, where at, buddy?
BB Ant, you shouldn't be getting ads. If you're getting burned out on ads, they should be coming from here. Has anybody else seen an ad? Because I've got them turned off, dude. If they're coming to you, I cannot do anything about it. I will show you. I turned them off. But YouTube is a different animal now because
you have the worst luck with that.
Well, you know, if I go up here, let me show you. I'm going to show you guys how an ad gets served. Allegedly, the way they tell me. So if we go over here to share screen, live streaming, and click into our live, ads automated are off. The only way I can serve an ad is to click this button. You should get an ad. Tell me if you get an ad. Oh, not here. That's right, BB. What it is, Ant, is it's not the creator's fault unless they go in and change it. Because before, I would have to go in, I could change it to manual, and people wouldn't get ads. All of a sudden, it started with a very high frequency. Not just did it preset preset your live to serve ads, but it had it serving high. Can't do anything about chat ads. The chat ads are a totally new thing, Ron, and I can't do anything about them. I watch them on another live and they pop up on the side and they make what I'm saying go quiet. Now, you might have just gotten served one because I did just click the button to see who got served one. That was a test, Ant. That was a test.
Unfortunately,
that was a test.
Unfortunately, they just do what they want to do as far as ads go.
And I can tell you guys, the percentage of that ad revenue,
Tiny fractions of a penny.
Great, buddy. Jesse, I think I've got it figured out now that I know. Mind Milton, what's up? Now that I know that they set those to, you got a bunch of sad puppies. Well, the only way to remedy yourself of a sad puppy is to show you a stoked puppy. He blew her off for some Taco Bell, dog.
Happy birthday, Milton.
Milton, happy birthday, brother. How young are you, my friend? You don't have to tell us if you don't want to. But I'm close to being a senior citizen. I may be a senior citizen. I know I get senior discounts at my nicotine store, but I think that's just because they feel sorry for me. Hey, Kyle, did you see what I sent you today? I found that picture.
Yeah. No, I was laughing at Milton. It's not his birthday. I would just say it every time I see him.
Did you think that was legit? Let me show you guys this picture.
Hang on, which one?
Sure. Hold on.
Wait a minute, I didn't get one today.
Yeah, you did.
I did?
This one right here. Can you see it? Hold on.
No, I just got the
it came to just the one to you. Hold on, let me share it.
Oh, let me look. I thought I just got. Oh, the trail cam?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Caught a stunning sight, a fearless stray chihuahua trotting with the wolf pack. Locals now say he didn't disappear. He leveled up.
Yeah, that was yesterday. You sent that to me. I was confused. I was like, I thought you sent me something else.
That's pretty cool, man. Look at his walk. He looks his most. I mean, I'm surprised he's not leading the pack. He's working his way up, though. He's going to get snapped up one night when they're hungry, though.
For real.
Let's see what's going on the tubes. Geek Machinist is all Shady's breaking out the purple crystals to go with this purple stuff. Check it out. Check it out. Shady's always got the coolest stuff. That's a beautiful knife. I've got to get one of those at some point. I've kind of gotten out of fidgets. That's a fidget knife, even more dangerous.
Well, speaking of midnight snacks, I'm going to go get something to eat here in a minute. So
how close are we?
We got 35 minutes. You got plenty of time.
Okay.
What I was going to say was if anyone had questions, now would be the time so we can wrap it up in about 10 minutes, at least for me. And then
yeah, hit Kyle up. Let's do Kyle's Corner. Officially, Kyle's Corner. Roman M, what's up, brother?
What's up, Roman?
And Maddie, you do have a prick coming that you won, that I forgot you won.
That'll be the first one that he's got that's actually decent size.
Ant's got a question for you.
That, I don't know. I guess it depends on your definition, Ant.
And then Knife Nut's got one.
What advice are you looking for? Because I mean, it's pretty
Angle.
much. No, I mean it's pretty much a drop point. Here, let me move my keyboard.
I think he's wondering, like, what for me. I'd be like, what would I start that at? Where would I get started?
Well, I can pull up my.
And they're stacking up. Your knowledge is being tapped.
Let me see if I can find the specs on the last McNeese I did, and I can tell you exactly. So I don't memorize it.
Sorry for snotting on bite, guys. Got the runnies. While he looked for that, what I was going to say is when you see this unboxing of these Kaiser Halloween knives, which some people kind of look at as whimsical, there's some cool ones in here. And I've seen some cool ones that I didn't get to unbox. But I think they put them out there at really good prices. They're Nitro V, and they're cool. I think the Mini Harpoon and the Trestle are particularly cool.
Okay. Yeah, I can't find it up real quick. So as far as keeping even bevel from belly to tip or belly to heel, you're basically your heel is going to be thinner. The bevel's going to be thinner no matter what because it's so much thinner than the tip. The tip is a much thicker spot. So you're going to have, when you get out of here, your bevel's going to look thicker. The only way to change that would be to actually change your angle as you go, which is a real pain, or do it freehand. So just based on the thickness of behind the edge thickness, this is going to be thicker out here as far as the bevel height than this one will be here. So if you still maintain, say you do 20 degrees or 19 degrees, and you go all the way back and forth, this bevel height is going to be thicker than this. There's no way around that.
Will they burr at the same time, Kyle, or will they burr slower where your bevel gets bigger?
You're going based on until you get your scratch pattern done, and then the burr will come after that. So
Right.
don't worry about if this is burrs faster because it's thinner, which it should. This will take a little bit longer, but you still go back and forth until you can get burr here. Now,
You get your complete scratch pattern.
say I'm working this spot here, that's burred up, and I'm working this angle down here. This is taking longer. I can focus on just going from here to here for a few, but then you got to go back and forth and blend all of it together so it's not like just, otherwise you're gonna get waves in it.
And like just a rough estimate, is that 10 full passes when you get ready to blend it, or does it?
It depends on the knife and depends on how aggressive your stone is. There's a lot of variables, but I would say don't spend more than 10 to 15 passes on one spot before you go back and start blending.
Gotcha.
Otherwise, like I said, you're going to get waves. It's going to be deeper here than it would be back here. So
I get some of that. I've experienced that.
I think if your question is, now where'd he go?
He's right here.
I know, but I was looking at just getting bevel. So yeah, if you want to get even, the only way to do that would be freehand or actually literally adjusting on the fly your angles. You could do this at like 17 and then you do this at like 20 to try to even it out, but then you got someplace in the middle where it's going to be kind of funky. Then you'd have to go again, and that just becomes a huge.
That sounds like a whole lot of fuck that.
Yeah, and then you got to change it every time you go from side to side. So, like, as far as the only other way you could do it technically is if you were trying to get this to be lower, you could work this area longer, and it'll take more material and eventually get a little bit thicker, but not crazy. So, like, sometimes if you're working side to side, and like this side here is just thin, but then you sharpen it and it gets a little bit bigger, and then you go to this side and it's real thin, and then you sharpen it, but it still looks thin. Spend a little bit more time on this side, and it actually pulls from the opposite side. So when you go back over, this side will be smaller, closer to the other side.
Does Knife Nuts next statement help
Hang on, I'm trying to get to.
or confirm?
Yeah, that's what we were just talking about. So then let me go down. Drink water. Yes, you can. So like right now, mine, I got to find the original charger because the charger that I've been using is not charging it, so it's dead. So you can use one of these. Set it up, put it on here, zero it out. Put your stone down on here, put that on your rod right there, and then get to the angle you want, adjust it, and you're good to go.
Do the same thing.
Yeah, it's the same principle. Yeah, so that works just fine. Yeah, I need to figure out why my Execute is not charging.
And you can't find the original chargers. You look in your box.
Yeah,
I can send you mine out of my box because I just use a vape charger and it works fine.
Well, I've got it plugged into just again, going back to full circle, an Anchor charger and Anchor cable, but I don't know if it should downsample.
Yeah, I always do mine off my computer.
Yeah, so like if I plug in right now, it doesn't even make a motion like it's charging.
You know, I hit the reset on that.
What?
On that, what's it called?
The cube?
The 2?
This?
Yeah.
No, where's the reset at?
I'm about to tell you. What's it called? Axis Cube 2?
I don't know if it's 2. I think it's just the first one.
Axis Cube reset.
Didn't know there was a reset button on it.
Disconnect the power, hold the control button, and then reconnect the power to. Hold on a second. What's that? Use L. That's a different type of machine. Hold on. Axis Cube. Go. I would have had you push in key combinations for a different piece of equipment. That would fuck you.
Yeah, that's not
what you want. It's called something. There it is. Axis Cube calibration. Okay, I can't deal with that. Axis Cube angle finder. Here we go. Cube. Answer Ryan's question while I do this.
Where's Ryan at?
I'll put it up.
I don't see it.
I'll put it up in a second. It is this one right here. Yeah, it is. I made it big.
Did you find what you're looking for?
Yeah, but it's not private, so I don't care. I'm going to go advanced. Okay, I can't go to that one. There's an Axis camera, so I need to find out.
Don't worry about it, man.
No, dude,
we don't have to do it right this minute.
We'll figure it out. But Ryan wanted to know, hey, Kyle, will you say hi to me tonight?
I would if I see him. I don't think you can eat them that way, Cliff. Maybe where you are. What else did I miss?
You got that one.
Yep.
You got that one.
Yep.
And I did. I had a Gritomatic angle finder on my Blitz that I used. You're too sensitive, Maddie.
Well, it's just small proportionally, buddy. Cheeto, no. Did you see the? Are you in the Maddie's Discord?
No, dude. I'm not even in my Discord. I'm so bad at social media.
That was one of the best Photoshop edits ever of Cheeto.
Dude, their Discord's on fire, and they're able to manage it. Every time something beeps on my phone, my sphincter draws up.
Well,
I've got
you can turn notifications off, buddy.
I know, but when I do that, they just pile up. So I try to, prioritize them, and it's just
you don't have to read everything.
It's like digging with a spoon through just a bunch of shit. And there's some good ones buried in the shit, but most of them come from shorts, and I try to just heart those and just go on because I'm not, people say, well, what's this knife cost? And I'll just drop the link to the website in there. Google the motherfucker is what I feel like saying. Do you Google? But I'm too nice of a guy. I'm like, thanks for watching. And the next thing I know, I've written 3 sentences on a 15-second fucking video. And there are thousands more.
Yes. I wouldn't bother that.
No, but some ask legit questions. I should at least throw a website in there for whatever reason if they didn't hear it. And one guy, or I have several that do this. This is your number one fan. It's the 120th day I've asked for a knife. You're not replying to me.
Who gives a shit?
I don't.
What we do is the first comment, pin it, and post a link to what you were sharing, and then don't bother answering from there on out.
Well, everybody else kind of says, you're sounding pretty cheesy. People police themselves to an extent.
But my point is just put the first comment of whatever you're showing off and the link to it, pin it, and then you're done. And don't even bother answering.
So they can go to the full-length video.
Or just they can go to the website and look at it.
I almost would rather them go to I want them to go watch the long-form video because all the links are in there.
Well, you can do that too.
Maybe I'll try that.
But
try to put them down the funnel of watching more stuff.
All right. Well, I'm going to go get
I'll get you something to eat. Hopefully I'll see you at Said Stevie.
Sounds like a plan.
How much time do we got? What time is it now? I got 3 hours and 2 seconds. I've been live. So that means
you got 20 minutes, 15 minutes.
15 minutes. All right.
Later, guys.
Night, Kyle. Thanks for joining me, buddy.
Take care.
You too, bro. Hey, guys. For sure, channel members, stop by, even if it's for 5 minutes. I will have it to when you get there, and I'll start it a little early. But when you get there, all you have to do is drop in the magic word or the word that's been selected. Like I said, I'd put that in early, but if the stream's not live, unfortunately, you won't be able to leave a linky link until it is. So I don't want y'all to think that you got a link in and got your comment in, but didn't. So I want to keep it copacetic there. And what we're going to do is I'm going to poll, and y'all remind me of this, but tomorrow afternoon, after the giveaway, I want to find out in the stream who has not won. If you've not won a knife on my members' lives, we're going to get a list of those people. We're going to use the honor system because I know y'all are going to be honorable. And we're going to do a giveaway next week, a regular giveaway for members, but we're also going to do a giveaway and try to get some of these guys and gals who haven't won a chance. So we're gonna get creative with it, but it'll be all good. Brother Fed, always good to see you, my man. I hope you're doing well. And guys, it'll be random, and I still don't know if I'll get any members off of it, but I'm gonna kind of promote it as a members live, and I will do a 24-hour stream. What it'll be about, God knows. But it might be something you can tune into a couple of times during the day and just see if I'm still awake, see what's happening. But I wanted to do that ever since we did Knives Live. I always wondered what it would be. Actually, when Ed and I went live for 10 hours, I felt like I could have kept going. Granted, everybody was tired, but I am going to do that. I'll probably start it, who knows? Maybe I'll do it Sunday. Maybe I'll just do a real long Tuesday night and run it till Wednesday night. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. I want to do it. I think it'd be fun. I think it'd be exhausting. But I think if you guys stop by and throw out some questions or some stuff that is on your mind that you saw that you got a question about, we can at least have fun with it. Fed, you'll definitely be able to join, brother, because that's another thing we're going to do. We'll have more guests on, people that join the chat. I can throw out some links. But I think I can get up to 10 people, even though it's hard to follow. We'll just have to not talk over each other. But we can get a bunch of people on stream. Jesse, see you tomorrow, buddy. Love you guys. We'll go ahead and get out of here so y'all can get ready for Maddie. Do me a huge favor, as always. Thanks for coming. Please look out for the guy or gal to your left. Please look out for the guy or gal to your right. Look out for each other. Go forward with love in your heart. I love you all. Peace. Choose debate, not hate.
Friday night fix is ready. Here we go. Watch me scramble to complete a 3-hour show. We'll talk about life and what's on your mind. Never know what will come up this time. We vibe and we chill, including spirited debate, but we do it with love and never with hate. We'll talk about life and what's on your mind.